Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. Y'all already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. Listen, man, there's a lot of things going on in the NBA landscape. It's always good to survey the floor. You know, we are still a couple of days out before the regular season starts. We haven't began just yet. And I'm here to give you some reports on what's going on in the Laker land. We all know King James, LeBron. He got a nice little rocky road ahead of him, you know. But I firmly believe that the Los Angeles Lakers can get the job done. Now, LeBron James is some of the things that's been going on has been it's been damn near downright appalling. You know, to keep it 100 with you, you know. This man LeBron James in the midst of a goddamn preseason game. And this man is sitting here drinking wine, you know, eating appetizers and entrees and shit. You know, I mean, it's getting out of hand. You know, and I love LeBron James. Like I said, this is one of the greatest players I've ever seen. You know, listen, the list goes on. You know, but what I will tell you is this: that's not right. And anybody condoning this kind of behavior. It's just crazy. This is not a restaurant. You know, this is wild. You know, this is in the middle of the preseason. You guys are trying to get back to a championship. You're trying to get back to the finals. You know, but it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, let's see if they can get the job done. You know, I firmly believe that LeBron is focused. We've seen this before. We've seen the wine. You know, we've seen a whole lot of different things, but what I will tell you is I think that he is focused. But I'll tell you what, a Laker legend, like this is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, all jokes aside, breaking news. You won't believe who came out against LeBron James. He was not feeling all of the antics and the things that transpired. Before we get into the reports, I need everybody to hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports. You already know what it is. Michael Cooper. Yes, Michael Cooper. This man is a legend in the game. You talking about 5-time champion, all that good stuff. And this man is synonymous with the Los Angeles Lakers. You understand, this man don't play no games. He wasn't feeling it. And I'm happy that somebody came out and spoke, you know, because we just letting all this shit just fly. You know, it's not right. You know, it's uncalled for, you know, and like I said, this doesn't belong in the game. You know, it sends a bad message. Yeah, I'm just telling you, it does. You know, we can sit up here and sugarcoat it. We can make it sound good. You got an infusion of young talent, the Hazes, you know, the list goes on. You got guys who was wasting away, finally getting their time. And, you know, they're looking up to this man. And it's like, it's already, like I said, the eating and the drinking the wine is uncalled for on the bench. And in the back, in the locker room, is one thing. You know, it's just crazy. Listen, I got Gemini in the building. What's the deal, Gemini? Shout out my man DJ Gemini.
Man,
You see,
I'm sorry I had to unmute myself.
you see what's
Uh,
going on.
no, no, but flight. This is double. This is a real double standard, pimp.
But hold on, before we get into the double standard, remember this is a report from Michael Cooper.
No,
So I
no,
won't.
I
Yeah,
understand that
I ain't
part.
gonna get to the quotes yet, but go ahead.
Okay, here's where it's a double standard.
Okay.
This happens every preseason. Luca has done it.
Well, was
Um,
Draymond?
Draymond has done it. Thompson has done it. Even Jokic has done it. But last season, somebody had the whole snack system sitting at the scoring table, and not one MF said a M motherfucking word. And he's an all-star. He has been an MVP before, and he's a former champion, and that's Giannis. Remember, he had all his snacks all over the scoring table last preseason. Tell me I'm lying.
Nah, man, you ain't lying at all, man. I understand what you're saying in the preseason. I think we've seen this in the regular season too. When LeBron has missed time.
But it,
When,
but
when,
he's
when do but
he.
when do we get to the point where we drinking wine in the middle of an NBA game? You seem
If
like
they
you trying to you condoning this.
no, I'm literally saying if they're not in uniform, that really, to be honest, if they're not in uniform, they shouldn't even be near that bench. To be totally honest, and players have said this for years. If you're not in uniform, you shouldn't be involved in none of the huddles. You can be sitting near the team, but not with the team. Players have been saying that for years. So they have condoned players being with the team. So if they're not in uniform, how can you stop them from eating?
I understand what you're saying. I'm not talking about like I said. I can't condone the full course. I mean, do you see anybody else doing that?
I mean, yeah, Giannis did
No,
it.
I'm talking about on the Lakers. I want to keep like I
I
said.
mean,
You don't see Giannis drinking wine on the bench.
he wasn't
He
drinking
ain't
wine.
eating full, he ain't eating full course meals.
He had a whole snack bar and sodas on the scoring tip, like where he was sitting at. The head coach should be sitting at, or one of the assistant coaches. This man was literally at the scoring table and literally used part of the scoring table for his snack buffet. I mean, now LBJ didn't do that, and he's more way to the end. So I mean, if we're gonna say that, why even have players there?
Listen, I
Uh,
understand where you're coming from, but like I said, I want to get into the quotes from, like I said, the legend himself. This is a Laker legend who said these things, ladies and gentlemen. I want to repeat for the people. This is Michael Cooper. We got to pay the utmost homage. When this man is speaking, we must listen. He says, I don't like that. Again, he's LeBron James, but still, key word, he's LeBron James, but still, you've got to have respect for the game, man. Cooper said on his Showtime with Coop podcast, he's over there. I don't mind the guy eating, but go eat in the locker room. See? And I just said that. And then when you come out and be a part of the team, not just sit on the end of the bench eating. So, like I said, this like what I told y'all. That's not a good look, and this is coming from a five-time champion. You know, this is all about rings, right? You know, This is a 5-time champion, Gemini, and you keep talking about all this other shit. You know, keyword.
No, I'm
And
pointing
I
out,
tell you what,
keep
there's
it
a lot of
100.
people. And another thing I want to say is a lot of people who probably are not happy with this kind of shit, but they just not. They just afraid to come out and say something. You know, because they can understand the backlash. You know, and all the ramifications that could lead to that.
I'm I, it, my whole thing is keep it 100 across the board. If you're gonna a spade, call a spade across the whole board. Don't be sometiming with it and literally be be ultra biased, not just biased, be ultra biased to players that you know that the stats are better. Because I mean, overall, a lot of people still hate this man because his stats are better than theirs. From Paul Pierce to, in fact, I know you don't want to bring up how Antoine Walker used to eat in preseason.
Now, do you know how long ago that was?
Hey, it happened and
Listen,
nobody said a
I don't
word.
know. I don't remember. I don't remember. Nobody gave a damn. You know, I mean, this is the face of the league. You know, that we talking about here. You know, so I mean, obviously this is not going to affect the Los Angeles Lakers. I think they're going to be a decent team. But I mean, does LeBron not realize that the Western Conference is going to be pretty rough this year? I mean, you know, it wasn't too long ago. And like I said, they just squeaked in. You know, so it was just
I,
it was stumbling, it was bumbling. I mean, it was just a mess.
I'll say this: I cannot put that the I and trust me, I understand what you're saying because I'm a Laker fan, okay? But I cannot put that team that we had on LeBron when the failure has came from Palinka, and if it wasn't for the I want to say past 365, even with him signing that extension, he was about to hit the door because they at first who LeBron recruited, Palenka didn't go with because it was the same picks that Magic wanted. That was the big beef. Even though Magic was in a different position, his voice rang more than Palenka's did. So every move that Magic was trying to do to better the team, get players and all the recruitment that Magic was doing, Palenka went against it. I cannot blame LeBron James for that when Palenka is the one that produced those contracts and do those deals. Because the Rosen was supposed to be on the Lakers. It wasn't supposed to be Westbrook.
Well, I mean, come on, let's keep it real, man. You think Rob Palenka making these moves without some kind of consultation with LeBron?
Talking to a player, and still going with your move
That's
is
that's
two
the shit.
different
That's the
things.
shit Riley was doing.
But notice what I said, right? Magic had players and was doing recruitment, and the players that Magic was actually bringing really would have been a better balanced chemistry to the team. Palenka went against it because the Rosen actually was on vacation, and he was the one that was supposed to be a Laker. It was not supposed to be Westbrook. And that's just the star that I'm pointing out because that's feeling this man who you supposedly talking to about it, right? You're failing him in in what 2 seasons to 3 seasons of his career, where DeRozan plays hard, nice mid range, plays D, and I mean both sides of the court. It would have balanced off the team. What I do not go against that Westbrook is going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't. I actually honor that he's going to be a Hall of Famer because of what he was able to do at OKC and partly with Houston. Past that, he has not been able to reproduce that same production. Nothing bad to say about it, but he was not the right player to intertwine within the Lakers system. He was the wrong person. That's what I'm getting at. Now back onto the original. It's like if we gonna do tic tac, that that mean if you in street clothes, start being up in the owner's box. Then everybody,
Well, I mean, listen, he did play in the game. He changed at halftime, right?
right?
I mean, it is
Yeah,
what it is. I think this is a new trend, that's going on. But what I will say in his defense, I don't think it's going to affect him. Hopefully the whole team is focused. I just wish that everybody was locked in. Starting preseason. Like I said, you got a lot of young guys over there. So I just hope that everybody is serious. So they can get to where they need to get to because it's still going to be extremely difficult to beat these teams before you even get to Denver, Phoenix, and there's so many other teams that have improved. I mean, it's really crazy.
yeah,
What
but
LeBron,
one through four.
LeBron, the Lakers, they're gonna need Anthony Davis as well, and he's gonna be leaning a lot on AD this season. They're already being reported as saying it's his team and all that shit. So basically, they basically pretty much gonna run the team through him.
Well, I'll say this: one through four were deep. I have no problem with us one through four. My main concern is at the five position because Woods is light, Jax is light. So if anything, it's gonna have to be a center rotation of by center by committee. Even though AD is the starter and anchor of the center position, but he's the center by default because Palinka like be lying to the centers, and Thomas was the one. Thomas Bryant was the actual one who spoke it out. Even though I do not know what the conversation between him and Jones was that actually made Jones not want to even play a minute in a Laker jersey, but whatever that conversation was, I just don't know the outlet on it. But we do have an understanding that Palinka has not replenished the center position. But one through four this year, we're one of the deepest. Like if you really want to be technical, even at the point guard position, we can call up Scottie Pippen Jr. and let Hood go to the G League. Like that's how versatile we are. When it comes to the shooting guard position, we actually have even a backup we can pull from the small forward position and Prince and put at a backup shooting guard position. And it still won't miss a beat because that's LeBron, Vandal, and Lewis. When it comes to power forward position, we have Vandal, Rui, AD is going to slide some time there. LeBron going to slide some time there. So, I mean, we're good at that part. Even if we call in Castleton at power forward, we're still good. So, I mean, deep we're deep, but the only concern is actually the center position. I mean, if we're gonna harp on this man eating what, first of all, he's frugal, and everybody in the NBA done said that. So if we're gonna harp on him eating meals that was made by his chef at the game, uh, I just want to know how petty and nitpicking we really about to be this whole upcoming season. Then.
Well, I
I
mean,
really want to
the
know.
microscope gonna be on LeBron James, but I'm just saying, my question is, when all this shit gonna stop? When all this bullshit gonna stop, man? The wine and the food, and I mean, seriously, I mean, LeBron ain't won a ring in a minute, and the West is getting deadly, and the last time we see they got beat down, I mean, I'm just saying, and they could potentially get beat down again. And then mind you have these other teams like the Pelicans. You have other teams that's on the rise. We got to remember it wasn't like the Lakers was a juggernaut in the seedings. So the regular season could still be awfully tough.
I
For the
agree.
Lakers. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people understand that. The
What?
Lakers just squeaked in and they got hot.
Well, I'll honestly say this: the across the board, and this is me watching all the preseason games, because even the ones that I miss live, I actually go back and watch them from beginning to end. The whole NBA landscape actually got better across the board. It's going to be a more even season, even though you're going to have powerhouse teams. This actually got literally more balance this season, to where it just depends. How do teams play, either after they back to back, after they done had too much rest? Like, that's going to be the overall question of every game to me, especially with this last draft being more shooting guards, more forward heavy, and it filled a lot of holes that everybody actually had, especially when you talk about the Pelicans. The Pelicans had a need more at the shooting guard, small forward, and they was able to get the best guy for them, like chemistry wise, shooting wise, heart wise. So is like a lot of holes across the whole league was able to get filled this draft. Mind you, it was not a big man draft, but small forward and shooting guard heavy, yes. Hell, even Cleveland got Bates, and I disagree with that pick, but a lot of people love it.
Nah, man, I don't think that's a good look. You bugging.
I I'll say this: Cleveland is trying to be more of a defensive minded team, and from what I have seen from his game, his offense,
Well,
um,
they need some scoring. I mean, you got some small guys out there. I think eventually, in order to keep, like I said, I might be going a little too ahead, but I don't know about the Garland Mitchell backcourt. Maybe I need to see it one more time. But if things start progressing, you got Mitchell contract coming up. You might have to make a decision. Let's see what Bates is going to do. I think his process is going to be accelerated. Because he was a first round pick. He has some technicalities that led to all of that. But I
right.
would see some other
I
teams get him when they could have. They let him slip all the way down there. The Hornets should have got him.
actually uh, is I think it's is like a defense that he's going to have to develop, um, and work ethic from both colleges. Like that was the main hiccup that both of them said amongst the articles and everything. So I think he's going to develop well, especially with not being pressured to be a starter. Um, they have Levert for that. So I honestly think that he's going to do well if he can really come out between, I want to say, 8 to 12 or 8 to 14 points off of the bench. That that will be a great boost for him, like really great. With the length that he has, I think sometime he overplays defensively, like a cornerback, he gambles, and when he gambles, he's behind the play after that. So he's gonna have to work on his defensive timing, and that by mid-season, I will honestly put a grade on him. I'm not grading him until mid-season, mainly because of what I have seen amongst his college career. And I'm looking past what actually happened at Memphis. I'm talking about the second college that he was at. And who just to answer your question, Scottie Pippen Jr. yes was waived, but he's going back to the G League. They did not release him, meaning all the teams around the league, what they're doing is they're cutting everybody down to 15, and mainly they all the teams have had really like 18. Some teams has even had 19. So Scottie Pippen Jr. isn't going anywhere. He's still going to the G League for the Lakers. So that was just getting him off of the official roster, man roster. That's all.
Well, we're gonna see what's up with some of those young guys like the Pippen Juniors of the world and all of that. But I just want the Lakers to try to get back to what they were doing last year, not fall off the radar because that could happen. I think a lot of Laker fans, a lot of people that's rocking with LA LeBron lovers, I think everybody just assumes that they just going back to where they was at. I think they totally forget that it was an uphill battle, of even getting there. Um,
I I
I,
did I did I disagree. I
I
disagree.
don't know, but they didn't get off to a good start. I think it's important for the Lakers to get off to a good start as well. But go ahead.
No, I'm talking about the off season. That's where I disagree with you because
Well, what did I say about the off season?
y- 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 you're making it sound they like they're not focused, like they haven't did this, like they haven't did that. But all right, yes, point out facts. Since Jack signed with the Lakers, he went into deep training with the UCLA coaching staff to work on his defensive timing, which has been his niche of problems, and his shooting. You had Rudy and Vandal started training in Japan with the shooting coach because he was contracted over there, and they even followed him all the way through Greece, all the way back to the States. So when he started with his o- other than Laker obligations, they still followed him to go with to train with him. Then you had Vincent. Vincent was training all summer. You had the only one, you had Reeves that was with the national team. You had D'Lo that was actually training at the training center on his shooting. Um, trying to think. I'm missing one. I'm missing one. Prince. Prince actually was only took off like 3 weeks, and he was already training, and he didn't even know that he was going to be a Laker at first. So he was already training prior to actually signing with the Lakers. So I'm trying to see how you can say that they possibly not focus, not putting in the effort, because out of all the NBA players, the I mean, across the board as a team, show me another team that put in more work, that actually showed it. I'm just trying to be on the same page. And AD was actually doing boxing training and shooting training And yes, last season he did say, "Man, I didn't pick up the ball all prior all season to the training camp." I get that, but the man was also coming off an injury too. Sometimes you gotta walk away rather than get depressed.
Nah, man, you better not get depressed. And they gotta eat this season, especially like I said, AD. He's gonna be
No,
very
no, I'm
important.
saying last season though. I'm
Yeah,
that
he started picking it up towards the tail end when they got hot. Somebody shout out
right.
someone said Ron Pullen. I mean he brought in some pieces. I like how he brought in a young talent, to go with these pieces.
I mean, hoop. Rob actually saved his job in the last 365, my G.
Yeah.
Before the last 365, tell me would you have hired Rob as a GM? Because the only thing he could hang his hat on is that he was Kobe Bryant's former manager. That's all he could hang his hat on. He couldn't hang his hat on nothing else. He didn't get LeBron there. He didn't get AD there. So what else could he hang his hat on? Magic was that dude.
No, he was. Listen, I think Magic's still doing shit, behind the scenes, but because I don't know if you remember when Magic had left, but I remember when they was trying to get Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi wanted to speak to Magic. Magic wasn't even working. It was just crazy,
Well,
I don't know.
that
Magic
was right
laughing all
before,
shit. He couldn't do nothing.
right? But that was when Kawhi visit was happening. That was right before when it was originally scheduled. I'll say that. That was right before Magic and Palinka really had a falling out. Like they really had a falling out. Where Magic actually backed up and actually stepped away. So at at this point, um, Hoop, I'm sorry, Flight. Hoop. I'm talking about Pat, not this last 365, my dude. I'm talking about before that. When it comes to Rob, Cam has been on the Lakers' radar when he was drafted actually by Atlanta. Hoop. So yes, be technical on that. Um, Jax. When it comes to Jax, actually that he actually stretched his neck out on Jax because Jax have a DV situation that he's still working through, but it just happened to have happened in LA. Kristen Woods, man, don't even get me started. He's a Long Beach home kid. So that's the only reason for Kristen Woods, because Dallas even replaced his position and made no room for him.
Listen,
Nobody.
he playing next to AD. Hopefully, AD could, help him out a little bit. But he got talent, at least offensively. Defensively, I can't speak, but
Well,
offensively, he got shit. He got him. He could do something.
well, we're also talking about a 26 to 28-minute clip too. Like it, what he has done on previous teams, for like to be honest, it his minutes has really been 26 to 28 minutes, and he's normally the power forward. Now he's playing center. Like, I'm sorry, this dude is gonna get molested within the trenches, dude. Like, I hate it as a Laker fan. He's gonna get molested in the trenches. Now, point wise, yeah, but he's a power forward that's being asked to play center. He's only like 225, 225 at best, 230 at max. Like if you honestly look at the preseason, one game he had 7 points, 5 rebounds, and what was that, like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
The
it was something like that.
the most best game Kristen Wood had as a Laker was 13 minutes, 13 points, and 5 rebounds. And I think and I want to say he had 1 block and 2 assists. That was the most efficient game this man has had as a Laker. And that's the third preseason game. So how is the rest of the season gonna shake up, like?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. That's why
Like,
we got to watch the games, right?
yeah, I mean, I'm stuck with him on the Lakers, so I mean, I have to deal with it. But I'm saying it
And you're a
is
Laker
for,
fan, you said?
yeah, I'm a Laker fan.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have a problem with him as a player, but just like me pointing out to other Lakers fans, this man has not started as a center, and they was being very delusional with with him possibly signing with the Lakers in the beginning, because they was all talking about, oh, he's gonna come here and start, and he's gonna go back to power forward. Stop it, cut it out. Kristen Wood's best game is either pump faking from the three, taking it in, and either hitting the mid range or taking it all the way to the goal. That's his signature. He really his motor and his tenacity not there enough for the trenches. Offensive wise, I give it to you. Defensive wise, nah. I'd rather have Jax out there. At least with Jax, I know he gonna touch up somebody. I know that. Christian Woods, offense, yeah, it's there. It's better than Jax. I'll give you that. But defense, I at least know Jack's gonna touch somebody up, and he gonna let his presence be felt, and he's gonna box out well. Christian Woods is not that good at boxing out, so I don't know. But back on the original, if 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 we're gonna talk about players eating in in plain clothes and not in uniform, man, we about to be petty all year. I'm
No,
sorry.
no. Well, I mean, at this point, we need to see what's going on with the Lakers as a team leading into this season. We all know that's just a slight distraction. I'm pretty sure next time cameras, microphones end up in the locker room, people got to answer to these questions. But looking at the basketball floor, they got D'Lo back. They was talking about he was going to get moved. I'm hearing D'Lo talking about he want to play like Derek White. Did you hear about that?
He
He said,
said that
"Yeah." I'm like, is he really like that? I mean, he ready to defend like that?
he we didn't draft him for defense, and I have to keep pointing that out to people. We it was the same. It was similar to Zoe, why we drafted him, but we literally drafted him for playmaking and being a scoring point. That's why we drafted him. We did not draft him for defense. So that's kind of the problem. But you 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 have some noise in the background, like.
No, that's Dex. What's the deal, Dex?
Oh yeah, shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ. Salute to everybody that's on the panel. Yeah, I just chiming in and see what was really going on. Just hanging 10. That's all.
I what but in flight I want to point this out. um Literally, the Lakers almost beat the Bucks, and the Bucks only didn't play Middleton in their starting lineup, but the Lakers did not play Reeves, nor LeBron, and Vando. They only had D'Lo and AD, and the rest was bench and G League players, and they almost beat the Bucks with Dame Leonard.
I know it's preseason, man.
I, 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 I I mean, the only person the Bucks was missing was Middleton, right? Out there starting lineup. I mean, the Lakers didn't use their starting lineup.
Well, Gemini, what you think about Jackson Hayes?
He's a dog in the trenches. He's gonna make sure somebody know he's there. And he's a solid cutter. And at worst, he's a 33% 3-point shooter when he do shoot 'em.
How you feel
And
about Torrent Prince?
Prince is my backup small forward, and I hate that Ham had him at power forward. That sucks. He's my backup small forward, defense tenacious, and like I love how he knocked down that three
Yeah,
from the
I'm high
corner
on
up
Jackson
from the
Hayes.
top.
Yeah, I'm high on Jackson Hayes, and I'm high on Torrent Prince.
And actually, Jax, when he left the Pelicans, was up to 230, and he gained another 5 pounds this offseason. So he's at 235 right now. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm actually happy. My only concern is we are lacking that true 7 footer, like at least 250, 255 in the paint. Like that, like that's what we're missing.
okay.
So I mean, really overall, I'm happy about D'Lo. I'm happy about Vince, because Vince can make his own shot, and he plays defense, and we're better set up for the double screens that teams normally do. Vince is the only one that's 6'3". Everybody else is like 6'5" and up.
Right, better. Yeah.
So we're actually so much better at the double screens. So we don't have to. Um, we're better at playing the angles. I really think the Lakers are gonna get more steals this season with the length that we're gonna be able to put on the court. But my only question to this is Ham gonna put the right lineups out there? He let me down with the lineups that he showed last year. He did.
So if that's the case, then Gemini, you expect the Lakers to have been 50% of the representation in the finals and representing the Western Conference for sure. The way you talk.
Other than for the center position, I honestly have us top four in the West. I honestly have us top four. I Woods is gonna have to get his motor up. Like if for me to literally say Western Conference Finals, Woods will have to get his motor up.
But Woods has been playing pretty decent so far in the preseason. You got to give him that.
7 points, 5 rebounds in the first one. The only one officially that he didn't played in, I'll say it again. He was 13 and 5, and he had 1 block and 2 assists in 13 minutes. That has been the most efficient preseason that this man has played in. The other three, it has been a wash. It's been over 20 minutes, and the numbers don't suffice giving him the 20 minutes. Hell, against the Bucks, he looked sorry. He looked atrocious.
And you don't think that's because of the new environment, or
No,
you think it's because of where he's playing? He's not thoroughly satisfied.
he accepted being a center for the Lakers, which I think was the dumbest thing he could ever do, Dax. I gotta accept him as a Laker. He's on the team. I I wanted Q, who actually was signed by Boston, or I wanted Idoka, who actually signed with Phoenix. I actually wanted Q though, who signed with Boston. He was my first option. Idoka was my second option.
So why do you think the Los Angeles Lakers and Rob
Hometown kid.
Pelinka?
Hometown kid.
Do you think that? I don't know about all that. I don't think they care about
Hometown
hometown
kid.
kid.
Hometown kid.
Not with LeBron. They can't care about a hometown kid because they traded their best hometown kid.
Actually, no, they didn't get the best hometown kid because that was DeRozan.
Well,
DeRozan would have
well,
been a better hometown kid. That was Palinka going against Magic.
yeah, I mean, but I don't know if DeRozan would have played the way he played with the Chicago Bulls with the Los Angeles Lakers.
He was playing that way with Toronto. What do you
No,
mean, my dude? He
no,
was
no,
playing
no,
that way
stop.
with Toronto.
Gemini, don't do that.
Huh?
Listen, before he got to the Bulls, he had a pit stop for 2 years. Okay, so don't
Number
think
and
that
defense.
he went from Toronto to the Bulls. No, he had a pit stop.
He played. His defense went up with playing since playing with Toronto. Defense, offense, became more steady, but his defense went up with playing with Toronto.
So, okay, want to be more detailed. Where did his defense go up, and what uniform was he brazing?
To me, it was his last season from his last season with Toronto. He became a better on the ball defender and playing the angles for the steals better.
Mm, I don't really know about that, but okay, I'm gonna take your research as valid. But I think he was a better all around player when he went to San Antonio, and I think he accepted that role, but he didn't really want that role. He
Nah,
flourished to some degree, and that's why the Bulls and the Lakers had interest in him because he still
nah,
had something in the tank.
nah. He actually stalled out with San Antonio, mainly because he was learning a system, and they only wanted offense out of him. And like the,
No,
the
no, Gemini. They didn't only want offense out of DeMar DeRozan. They wanted everything. Pop just don't take offense from a player. He try to get the most out of you all the way around. And DeMar DeRozan proved that he was a more well-rounded player, even though his numbers were down. As far as being well-rounded, he was definitely more well-rounded with San Antonio than he was with Toronto, from my
I
observation.
that last year he played way better than me. Of Toronto to me with him at San Antonio, the defense didn't bring out his strengths, and that was part of the problem. That I seen. That's why he was starting to be like James Harden on certain defensive plays, and like it was a
But he
lack
was
of
never a
effort.
defender, though, right? DeRozan was never known for his defense. Even though he have a D in his name, he was never known to be a defender.
Well, but he was at least known to tip a pass. With
He, he said
excuse
tip a
me,
pass. Damn,
yeah,
you get desperate when you talk like that. He's known to tip a
yeah.
pass.
But when he got to San Antonio, it was more like that. I didn't see the effort or the hunger there. I didn't.
I can agree. I can agree to some degree, but at the same time, Gemini, I think he respected Popovich coaching uh, duties,
Yeah,
and he
and that's
wanted
why
to
he didn't
show.
wild out.
Yeah, he wanted to show that he can be coached by a Hall of Fame coach. Because up in Toronto, he never had really a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, he had old Butch for a minute, but that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't. That can't compare to what Popovich X and O's and how he brings out the most out of players, especially foreign players. So he wanted to
Right.
show that he could be one of those American basketball players that can handle the toughness of Coach Popovich.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. And that's why I said to me, his game got stagnant there because I didn't see the same effort. And and we all kind of do that when we respect somebody. We take that step back rather than actually lashing out or whatever and spazzing out.
But
We'll
his
take that step
playmaking
back.
abilities increased with San Antonio.
Huh?
His playmaking abilities increased in San Antonio.
Mm, mm. I'll say this. Even though to us as fans, we may look at him as the number one option on that team. He was the way the offense was drawn up, like he was the number two option. So for a lot of those plays, if you actually look at it, he was actually wide open for a lot of those jumpers of mid range, even when he was behind the arc. So like and that's why I say stagnant because he he, he had no expectation like to really do anything those years at San Antonio because they had a half decent team, but they had young talent, but they did not have like horses with them during those 2 years.
Mm.
They didn't
Yeah,
have what Pop normally like to have in the as ammo. I'll say that.
right. I mean, well, ever since Kawhi left, I mean, it wasn't really much to do. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why Kawhi went as hard as he did with that injury, knowing that it wasn't much there.
Yeah,
Everybody, was kind of withering away. That was of anything in the past for San Antonio. So when DeMar DeRozan got there, I mean, I think he had what, Rudy Gay with him,
right.
and he had somebody else. Well, he had Devontae Murray, but he had
He had
Rudy Gay.
Murray
He had
and
somebody
and he had Walker. And he had Walker.
who
Walker was showing spurts then. Walker
who
was showing spurts. Walker.
what Walker?
Walker, Lonnie Walker the fourth.
Yeah, Lonnie Walker. There you go, Lonnie Walker. Yeah, So that was really
and
about it.
and
But
and
nevertheless,
Pirtle. No,
yeah,
no.
Purdy, yeah, yeah, no, Purdy, yeah.
So literally, like they were showing flashes of development, but the way their pop system is, it to
Purdy.
me, it didn't work for him.
Now, because I
Offensive
think
wise,
DeMar
it
just wanted to
did.
be more loose. He wanted to be more
Right,
loosey goosey, and he didn't want the shackles on him as to be the initiator of the offense and everything like going through him, but not for him to just to fire away, but to be more of a astute floor general.
right.
And I don't think
So
he didn't really like it. He accepted it, but he didn't really like it because he wanted to be in uniform. You know, he didn't want to,
right.
to be like sitting away and hoping that somebody signed him. But he wanted to be in uniform. He wanted that extension, and there you have it. But
So with Chicago,
Austin
if
Reeves
you wait, what about Austin?
how would you pair him so far?
No, you went out, Dex. What about Austin?
His preseason so far. Yeah, how would you rate his preseason so far? Like
Well,
from 1 to 10.
he didn't really play. They actually really rested him a lot because of the international play, Dex. They really haven't played
He have
Austin.
played like I think what's the most he played like 16 minutes?
Yeah, he hasn't really played.
So you can't. So you basically say it's not enough to rate.
No, if I have to rate him, I gotta rate him off of the international play, and if I rate him off of the international play, I gotta give him an A
Nah, I
minus.
don't. Not looking for that. Nah, I'm not looking because the rules are different. Everything is just so different, and they was like ain't on the move with the U.S.
Yeah, so he's the only one I can't gauge because they let him rest because of the international play. But if you look at D'Lo, you look at Vince, heck, even Hood Shafino has has you can tell he has worked on his decision making, which was one of the biggest knocks on him during the draft. His overall decision making. When it comes to I would say Cam has to just get used to the purple and gold big lights, and I think Cam is actually going to be good. It in the last game that he played in, he actually did better than his first game, because he only played in two, um, and he gave 10 points and actually even had 5 rebounds. And if I remember that stat line correctly, it was either 2 or 3 assists that game. But he actually played well. So Rui, even with inserting Rui as a starter, even Rui did well. But I actually need him to be an anchor on the second squad. So I couldn't start him even if I wanted to because I need his box out skills for the second squad, if that makes sense.
Make a lot of sense. What's good, Pope?
Oh, what's good, Flight? Gemini.
What's
What's good,
good?
chat?
Shit, we sitting here politicking, talking about the Lakers.
Oh man, oh the good old Lakers, huh?
The Lakers.
Uh-huh.
What you think about the Lakers?
Oh man, long as they got that man right there on the picture and AD, we ain't winning shit. We might win some regular season games and be fourth seed or third seed in the West this season, but we ain't winning shit. You know, that's it. That's all. You got the same two superstars that one is on his last leg as a player, and one can't stay healthy to say. And he got a motor that's just crazy. Anthony Davis motor. Even if he not injured, you might get 8 points out of him, or you might get 38 out of him. He ain't no telling. And LeBron, he been hurt ever since he became a Laker. Every single year he been a Laker, he's been out for a substantial amount of good time. So all the role players that they picked up in the off season, that ain't gonna cut it. Yeah. So I look at the Lakers been doing the same thing basically they did last year. They gonna make a little noise in playoffs. They might win a round or two, and they might even get back to the Western Conference. But that's where the buck stops right there.
Well, who's going to stop?
Who gonna stop them? Well, you
Yeah.
got the defending champs for sure, who swept the shit out of them, and they couldn't even get a W versus the defending champs. And then you got Phoenix, who has reloaded crazy, so they definitely not beating no Phoenix if they came across them neither. And that team, those two teams right there, that'll stop them dead in their tracks.
Hey,
Okay, Pope.
I want to shout out Rico. He sent a $15 cash app. He says, "It's Rico, bro. I found out I'm fighting cancer. Listen, I
Oh,
want to
shit.
send our condolences. We praying for you here at Flight Sports, man. We hoping nothing but the best.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
God bless."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
Definitely
Rico.
got my players. You definitely got my prayers.
yeah. What happened with Rico? What you say?
Well, he just said that he was fighting cancer.
Oh shit!
Just
You
fine.
gonna beat it, Rico? You gonna beat it, big dog? Don't be down. Don't be down about it. Be up. Say that's something I'ma beat up. You and stay positive minded, my G.
Well, since she's been diagnosed, I hope it's early stage and you caught it quick enough that you can smash it out of you.
Yeah.
So get well soon, Rico. We miss your content, and we definitely miss that laugh. Whatever you do, don't give up on that laugh.
Yeah, for sure, Rick. Yeah, man. You gonna beat it though, Rick. Plenty people's beat it, man. You gonna be one of them. So stay with that mind frame. I'ma beat this shit. You understand me? And make sure you eat healthy, bro. That's the main thing, bro. Is don't no gluten. Be gluten free. No red meats. None of that bullshit. You gonna have to change your whole diet on some real lettuce. On some real lettuce type diet, bro. For real.
Listen to what the doctor tell you, dog. Don't go against that diet.
Man, fuck that
They
doctor though. Some of them doctors are deep, man. Come on,
no,
Gemini. You know.
no. I'm talking about the diet part. For
Oh, okay,
for a
yeah.
lot for a lot of patients, they would they'll start that cheat day and they continue that cheat day. Don't do the cheat day, dog.
Yeah, no,
It,
no cheat day stuff.
and and that that's the only point I have to that.
Yeah,
Cause
yes, sir,
I
yes, sir.
cause I had a family member that I literally had to watch them 24/7 because they started with the cheat every other day and then started bringing it even more, and I was like, nah, bro, got too much. I'm investing too much money in you right now. So I need you to stop these cheat days and I need you to eat properly.
Yeah,
Properly.
like I said, I just hope he caught it in the early stages of it. That's the best chance of ridding yourself from it. I hope you have enough weight on your body to withstand any kind of medical treatment because this is the time, if any, to have a little extra weight on your body.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Now back to these Lakers, man. Goddamn, don't
Okay,
watch the Lakers neither, Rico, because they might stress you out. We don't need that extra stress.
okay. Now,
Okay.
Pope, the
Yes,
the
sir.
the 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 question that I was about to ask you: are you feeling that way because they really didn't get it, fulfill the center position like you would like, or what's your overall reason for saying that?
My overall reason for saying that is because superstars win the championships, not the role players. So as many role players as you picked up, that's not going to cut it. Your same guys is the same superstars you had and relied on last year that couldn't cut it. So and they're only getting this is another year, so LeBron not gonna be better than he was last year. And if he gassed out early last year, what do you think he's going to do this year? Like it's just reality. Is that they're not going to do it. Anthony Davis has been the same player forever, so he's not going to change into a Giannis Antetokounmpo and give you consistent, good superstar type of play night in, night out. We know that. Like, don't be fooled by that. And you can wish and hope he plays like a Giannis and plays 100% night in, night out. And same thing with LeBron. Don't be fooled and think, oh, LeBron's going to be healthier than he's been the past 4 or 5 years in going on age 40. He's going to get hurt again. Anthony Davis will be hurt again. This is their credit score. This is what's happening. And depending on like I say, LeBron, he can't be the LeBron he used to be, which understand that's rightfully so. With time, age, you will decline a little bit. Now he still put up good numbers, 20 points a game, 7, 8 rebounds, yeah, for sure. But that ain't gonna cut it to win a championship. Now if they would have added a Bradley Bill or something like Phoenix did, like another superstar who they can rely on and allow LeBron to be more of the facilitator and more of the just the leader and smart guy on the team. And then Anthony Davis could actually get his foot out his ass and play hard every night. Then I wouldn't say what I'm saying. But the
Well,
fact that you got the same squad, basically just more role players.
okay. Well, I'll say this. I think they're just missing in the position because not only the players that they added can make their own shot, they play tenacious defense, and I think that's going to make up for the point differential that you're speaking of. Because
Tenacious
Phoenix,
defense.
oh yeah, Prince, Vandal, Cam, and Vince, they're known for defense, not just offense.
Are they going to be on the floor at the same time?
Vince, Cam, Prince, all backups.
And are you talking about Gabe Vincent? When you say Vince, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
Gabe Vincent don't got no defense.
yes, you do.
Okay. Because I watched Jamal Murray just destroy him like he was a baby boy. So I don't know where you see he got good defense at like that. But okay, if you say so, he looked like a non-factor last year on the defensive end. On the defensive end, I didn't see him, but okay, Prince for sure, uh, Vando for sure, good defensive player. But these are your bench guys. These are guys who's coming in, rotational guys. I think they lost a big deal with Dennis Schroeder because his defense to me is way better than Gabe Vincent's.
That I say they picked that up with Prince. Not Prince, Cam. They picked that up with Cam.
Cam,
Yeah.
the castaway that don't nobody want.
No, that's actually not the situation.
You talking about Cam Newton?
No.
What? What Cam? Okay, because I'm like, you talking about
That
Reddick.
boy
Cam?
said Cam Newton. Oh my
Right, right. That was a
God.
joke because I'm like, I know
You
you
talking
can't
about
be
Cam
talking
Reddish.
about Reddish.
Yeah.
What man? He can't even get on the floor for the Knicks, the Hawks trade. Like he's the castaway.
He's trash.
No. The okay, with the Hawks, the only thing was that he got injured. So then they invested more in Hunter. When it came to the Knicks, RJ claimed that he
He's
wanted
trash.
to be a shooting guard at
It
that
didn't
point.
work out with the Knicks. He trying to spark it up. It was trash. It was
No,
He
dog.
was
no,
trash on the Knicks, bro. Like, come on.
bruh,
It was a
bruh.
dog.
He was trash and had several games with 20 points as a Nick,
He
and you
only did
saying he
well
was
in the
trash.
beginning.
What?
I mean, he can score the ball sometimes, but he's not a prolific type scorer. He's not a spark off the bench scorer. He's not an energized player. He does. And when you say defense, when I've been watching Cam I was a good Cam fan when he was at Duke with RJ and Zion and Jones. Cam was the weakest player of their starting lineup. Like
He was
he was.
in college, yes he was, but when it came to the pros and when it comes to the pros, you can actually check the stat sheet. They
Don't
always
watch
have him
stats.
guarding the best offensive player on the opposite team. From Atlanta to the Knicks to Portland, he has always guarded the better offensive player.
Well,
Now
well,
check
this
down
what
line.
tells me something, Gemini. When you are only 5 years, 6 year in the league, and you've been to four teams, that means you're trash. That means a lot of people don't see whatever you're seeing, and they're like, "Move on, move on, move on." Now, as far another thing you brought up that was significant, on top of he is always injured, always not just with the Hawks. He was injured with the Knicks. He was injured with Portland. He's an injury prone. He
I
was
will
even
say
injured
that.
with Duke. He was injured on Duke team. He's been injured his basically forever.
Yeah, but that's common knowledge with Duke players. They all get injured.
RJ Barrett ain't. That's not true. That can't. That's not true whatsoever. I don't know where you get this stuff. But because
She.
Zion and Cam, but Jones don't be injured. RJ Barrett don't be injured, and a whole bunch of long list of a lot of Duke players don't get injured. So I don't like. I mean, that statement is kind of
Nah. A lot of them be injured. A lot of Duke players be injured.
okay. All right. I guess. But if y'all got high hopes in Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood, and all of these role players, all these
I like Jackson
castaways.
Hayes. I think Jackson Hayes is going to
Yeah.
be a integral part in the Lakers moving forward because he's multi-dimensional in his game, and I think Darvin Ham will exploit that. Where the New Orleans Pelicans wasn't really feeling, his
His
agility
role.
out there on the
His
court.
role.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with him though, because he went through a couple different coaches, even on the Pelicans. He had three different coaches. He had Gentry, who didn't rock with him. He tried to. His rookie year was basically like his best year because he super athletic, tall, can get down the floor fast. He has capabilities and abilities that you like, but it just something doesn't click. Because after Gentry, he had whatever the fat boy Van Gundy. Then after Van Gundy, he got the coach they have now, and nobody out of those three coaches, they all see the same thing.
Well,
He be on the end
I
of the
just think with
bench.
no, no, no,
Jackson
no, no,
Hayes,
no, 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 no.
I just think that
They slid him
his
because of weight.
IQ.
No,
No,
they
no,
slid
nothing
him
to do
because
with
of
weight.
weight. They
I just think
slid
his
No,
him
it
I
ain't
because
just
of
think
weight.
his
weight.
IQ just not
IQ, yes,
really
Dex.
up to par because
Give me
sometimes he
my
do be
theme
out of
music.
position.
What
Don't
what
tell
what
me
you
this
say,
is
purple? That was purple?
that ain't purple. That got to be spiked.
What's good, y'all? What's good, man? I'm happy to be here, y'all. How y'all doing
Y'all
today?
don't even be knowing the voices.
Oh, all right.
Hey, shout out to the panel. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the hegemony of ball talk, the official, unofficial, greatest hoop conversations on the World Wide Web. It's a pleasure to be here. Shout out to y'all on the panel. Shout out to y'all in the chat. What it do, man?
Salute, salute. Yeah, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by
Yeah, I'm
Spike
about to
Lee.
say, yeah, next time you should, don't cut
And
somebody off, Spike.
Hey, man. Hey, my bad, y'all. I was just happy to be on, man. I just said, give me my
said
damn
what you
music.
said.
You
I'm
know
gonna
what
let you make it, Spike.
I mean?
I like that monologue, so I'm gonna let you make it on that one. Yeah, I just
Uh,
think Jackson Hayes. And follow me on this one, Spike. I just think Jackson Hayes just wasn't really concentrating on paying attention to detail. And I think that frustrates a lot of coaches who are X and O's coaches. I don't think Darvin Ham is an X and O coach, and so Jackson Hayes will be able to running up and down their court, causing havoc like a banshee, and finishing it off with dunks. Because you don't see Jackson Hayes trying to finesse and lay nothing up. If he's close to their rim, he's dunking. And that's what the Lakers need, because they need a dunker that's going to ignite the crowd and slow down the momentum of other teams.
No, I dig that, but that wasn't the problem here with the in New Orleans. The problem here, he was going up against bigger centers that weighed more, and he was getting
Well, okay,
abused.
wait. Stop right there. Stop
That
right
was
there, Gemini. How many centers that is formidable inside the restricted area that can keep a player like Jackson Hayes on the bench? How many centers in the Western Conference or Eastern Conference?
Eastern Conference. He
Either
was
or.
getting beat. I'm as a whole, he was getting beat by at least, I want to say, 14 of them, and that was part of the problem. That was the whole reason for even signing JV, because JV was actually he was supposed to be signing with Toronto, even
Yeah, but
signing
he's a
Cody.
smarter player as well. I mean, Dallas Truman is a smart player as well. So,
Weight wise, he's not though. I'm talking about weight wise. Jax was doing the box out right.
well, it could be a combination of both. Then how's that? We
Okay.
could meet in the middle on this,
Yeah, I
because
don't believe that. He
Jackson
about the
Hayes moves
same
pretty
size.
thin.
Huh?
He about the same size as a lot of the centers in the league, bro. Like Tyson Chandler was about the same exact size. But to me, it's more when I see three coaches, different coaches, all think the same of you to put you at the end of the bench and only put you in on certain little bitty minutes type stuff, and three different coaches, then it's not the coaches, it's you. And that tells me a lot. The only time he really looked good is when he had Lonzo as his point guard, who can throw him them half court lobs and throw him lobs crazy, seeing him running down the floor. If he ain't got that type of point guard, he's not that type of player. Like same even with Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler was just defense, rim runner, type guy until he got Chris Paul. When he got CP3, then you start seeing Tyson Chandler catch crazy lobs on everybody, dunking on shit, running the floor, getting nice passes. And same thing when he got J Kidd on the Dallas Mavericks. Same thing. But Jackson Hayes, I don't even think he on a level. No, I don't mean to disrespect my nigga Tyson like that. But yeah, he ain't even Tyson Chandler who can lock up on defense and win a
Nah, he's
defensive
not
player
on
of the
the level
year.
of Tyson. Nah, he's not on the level of Tyson.
Yeah.
I didn't
Jackson
So
say
Hayes,
that.
Jackson.
I'm trying to wonder what's up with these Texas centers.
Yeah,
I
but look,
mean, the last real decent center that came out of Texas University was Chris Mims. And if that's the case, that's a sad, sad day for the
let me
University
let me let
of
me tell
Texas
y'all this.
Longhorns.
Jackson Hayes is originally a tight end. That's his original skill set is a tight end. So Jackson Hayes, he's good as far as activity goes, but everything else, he's pretty much a bonehead. All right, don't expect Jackson Hayes to be a game changer. He's going to be a body on the floor. He's a foul body for Anthony Davis, basically. That's what he is.
I don't even think he gonna get on the floor. I think he's gonna be the same thing that he was. He'll get the same kind of minutes he was getting as a Pelican. You will barely even see Jackson Hayes. I
Well, when
think
you
he
look at the
just
Lakers, power forward center position, they're kind of big. So he might be forced to get minutes de
And you
facto.
got Rui Hachimura.
right.
You got Anthony Davis.
Ando,
You got
Christian Woods.
Christian Woods. Yeah. So I mean,
No, yeah, he ain't got
yeah,
no minutes for
Jackson
him.
Hayes ain't getting. And then you could even go small and put what's that defender? What's that defender? What's his name? The one
Prince,
that
Vanderbilt.
Prince.
Yeah,
No,
you
he
could
talking
put
about
Vanderbilt.
Prince
Prince.
is the
no,
small
no, no,
forward.
no. Yeah, you could put Prince and Vanderbilt at power
Yeah, he's
forward
talking
if you
about
go
Right.
small.
Vanderbilt.
He's saying when
Prince
they go
is not a
small
power
ball.
forward. He's
No,
gonna
he's
get
You
saying when
gotta
they go
minutes.
listen,
small ball,
brother.
Gemini.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He's saying when
but
they
yeah,
play small ball, if they put a small lineup out there, they can throw a little, Prince or Hachimura. Yeah, so Jackson Hayes is not going to see the floor,
Jack, you
and
gonna
Cam
forget.
Reddish isn't. Cam
I
is not going to
disagree.
see the floor.
You gonna
I
forget
think
Jackson
Jackson
Hayes
is
play for
will
the
see the
team,
floor
man.
Jack's gonna
Right.
see the flow, bro. Jack's gonna see the flow.
Okay.
Ja- Jack's gonna see the flow.
All right.
because see one reason why I'm saying Jackson will see the floor is because he represent a shift in the tempo.
Yep.
And when they want to go up tempo, then you best believe Jackson Hayes is that guy.
But what point guard you have that's gonna get him the ball cause he needs a point. He's one of them centers that needs that passing point guard.
Is that D'Angelo Russell?
Of course not.
He's D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves. I mean,
No,
when they get in the
y'all
high,
being disrespectful.
all you gotta
No,
do is run the lane.
yeah, I mean,
Y'all
Hope
being
man gets the ball.
disrespectful.
we have a decent backup point. You're acting like we don't.
Who? No. I'm saying no. Okay, Pete. What I'm
You got
saying.
Jimmy.
He just came from playing with C.J. McCullum, who better than everybody we just named as far as the guard. Everybody we just named on the Lakers, C.J. McCullum is a better guard than all of them. He still couldn't get it done.
Yeah,
I
D'Angelo
think even
Russell. D'Angelo Russell is more of a willing passer than C.J. McCollum. So we kind of
Okay,
we're not talking
okay.
about it in the same
Listen,
vein.
listen, listen, listen. Hold on, Pope. I'm gonna give you some pushback on that.
Disagree.
CJ McCullough ain't never made no All Star, but D'Angelo Russell has.
oh come on, Dex.
Dex. Even with that being said, we still know that C.J. McCollum is better than D'Angelo Russell.
Correct, Dex. Come on now. We know, and that was a honeymoon. That was a Cinderella story. He went to the Nets and he showed out that one season on the Nets, and he ain't done shit since.
All the years CJ McCullough been in the league has never been voted an All Star. That's all I'm saying. Nor been picked by the coaches.
But see, hold on. I'm not gonna let you get away with that, Dex, because you know the context of that. The West is full of superstar guards, and he played alongside of a superstar guard, and he really played out of position. He came in the league, and in college he was a true point guard. He came in the league as a true point guard. They moved him to the two, and because of Dame. And so he just played that role forever. But we know CJ McCollum is a problem and better than a lot of players. But it's just in the West. In the West, it's so many. It's so many guards that's what made it. If he was on the East, he would have made a couple of All Stars, like when D'Angelo Russell went to
If
the
I
East.
coulda, shoulda, woulda, right?
No, it's no coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's the facts.
That ain't
This
the
ain't no coulda,
fact
shoulda, woulda.
because he never
Those are
played on the
facts.
East. So
Point
that's
guard, we're
hypothetical.
good. Point guards, we're
Because
good. I
because
don't see
listen,
what
listen.
posted.
Chris Paul and James Harden make the All Star. James Harden and Russell Westbrook make the All Star as a
Those are
backcourt.
superstar players.
I'm just saying.
CJ
It
McCollum
ain't,
not a
it ain't,
superstar.
it ain't like that. The backcourt can't make the All Star.
No, you just named three Hall of Famers, bro. Future Hall of Famers. You didn't name no fringe All Star players on the West that made it as a guard. You just
My
named three
point,
Hall of Famers.
but my point is that he never made it, and D'Angelo Russell has. That's a fact.
Cause because D'Angelo Russell was in a weak Eastern Conference. Even when he was on the Nets, the East was not what it is today. The East was garbage. And you know this. This is what I'm saying, Dex. You know better than this. When he was on the Nets, the East was
But
weak.
That's a lot of speculative
No, that's
and
a fact.
and
They was
somewhat
trash.
persuasive
At
content.
point, D'Lo is better than CJ. At shooting guard, CJ is better than D'Lo. Now, if you're going to make that argument, I agree with you. But if you're basing it off of the point guard position, you have no dog in this fight.
Okay, however you want to call it. Y'all want to say point. He never played point guard in Portland because of Dame. But if you know CJ McCullum before at VCU or that school, because I watched a little bit.
Lehigh University. He was a
Lehigh,
4-year
Lehigh,
point guard.
Lehigh.
Correct, bro. He was a hell of a point guard. Like he
CJ
was.
McCollum is a
Listen,
primary ball
we not
handler. Let's be clear.
see. Listen, you guys are kicking the can. I'm not saying he's not a good point guard or good shooting guard or good player. All I stated was D'Angelo Russell made an All-Star, voted in by his peers, coaches, and fans, and CJ
Dex,
McCullough never has. That's the only
Dex,
thing I'm saying.
Dex. If you
I
be
don't need to
honest,
add no fluff to it. That's
no,
just a
Dex.
fact.
If you be honest, who would you take right now, CJ
What do you mean, be
McCullum
honest?
or D'Lo at the point guard?
I'm being honest.
No, I'm saying asking you, who would you take right now, CJ McCullum or D'Lo?
I take
I'm gonna
D'Lo.
take CJ McCullough.
Oh, then we
No, I'm taking CJ
then we
McCullough.
I take
talking
D'Lo.
then we talking about this for no reason.
No, I'm taking CJ McCullough because I think CJ McCullough can play dual position. They both of them
D'Angelo Russell
sneak
can
and
too.
yeah, but not as
D'Lo.
well as CJ McCullough. I think D'Angelo Russell is a better point guard, but not a better shooting guard or playing a combo guard. I think CJ McCullough epitomized combo guard.
Now
I
let
don't
me
think
show you where this is.
I don't think D'Angelo is a better point guard than CJ McCollum
Not
is.
at all. Not even close. That's what's so crazy. CJ McCullum went to the Pelicans when he got traded from Portland and took that team who was basically not even going to make the play in, and they got to the playoffs when he didn't have no Brandon Ingram or Zion Williamson. It was basically just him and all of them bums, and he got them boys on a
Damn,
smooth winning streak
I
as the
gotta drop.
point guard.
I wish I could
So
drop a
But
bomb for you
D'Angelo
on that
Russell
one.
already done that though.
What?
So you telling me something that D'Angelo Russell already done? He done that
what are you
before CJ
what?
McCullough.
He
Didn't he
done
do
that
that
with
Okay.
with
the
Brooklyn?
Nets.
No,
Come
no,
on,
no,
man.
no,
And that
no,
was a
no,
way
no.
weaker team than CJ McCullough.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
No, it
That
wasn't.
young,
Wow.
that young ass team, Brooklyn Nets, and you're
Yeah,
Wow.
gonna
no,
compare them
no.
to the Pelicans
Wow.
Yeah,
with
they
CJ
had a young
McCullough?
ass weak team too.
Come on, man. See, that's listen. I'm done. I'm done with that discussion. All I can say is that CJ McCullough never made All Star, and D'Angelo Russell did.
Dex.
Okay. All right. So
Okay,
that
you
makes
guys
D'Angelo Russell
can do
better
whatever.
than CJ McCullum.
Nah,
Okay.
he already said D'Lo not better than CJ.
So that's what are we talking about today? That's what I'm saying. Like
That's what
my
I'm asking
original
y'all. All I
statement,
said was
my
D'Angelo
ori-
Russell made an All Star. CJ
but that don't
McCullough
but
didn't.
that's
You
neither
guys
here nor
added
there,
some
Dex.
fluff.
That's like blowing hot air, bro. Like I just said
How is that
that
blowing out there? That's a fact.
because no, that has nothing to do with what I said. I
That's in
said
the
CJ
World
McCullum is
Sports
better than
Almanac.
every guard that the Lakers have, and you brought up some shit that does have nothing to do with what I said.
What I'm telling you is that D'Angelo Russell is comparable, definitely comparable at point guard because, like I said, he led a very young team into the playoffs. Not no play-in, then making the playoffs, but the playoffs. He started
They didn't
as
have a
a
play-in
seed.
then, Dex.
That's what I'm saying. That's even better.
No, because if they had a play-in,
CJ
Dex,
McCullough only led. Let's hold on. CJ
that
McCullough
make
only led the
sense.
New Orleans Pelicans to a play-in match.
No, he did not. They went to the playoffs. They won the play-in, and they went to the
Dude, I know what
playoffs.
I'm. Listen. I know what I'm talking about. Okay,
No, you're
so slow
wrong,
down.
Dex. They went to the
You emotional.
playoffs.
You
Hold on,
emotional.
no, because you're talking like you know, and you're really super
Yeah,
wrong.
Dex. They won the play-in and got to meet the Suns in the first
Hold
round.
on one second. They won what? Wait. What did they do? Tell
They
Coach
won.
that. Don't tell me that.
No. So hold on. Watch this. This is how
Tell Coach
crazy you
that.
sound, Dex.
Don't
Dex,
tell
you
me.
just said, hold
Y'all
on,
know what
Dex.
I'm talking about.
Dex, you sound crazy. Watch this. Watch how I kill you with this.
How do I
So
sound
you just
crazy when
said,
I'm right?
so hold on, wait, Dex. I've got something for you. I'm
Young
about to
man.
ask you something. I'm about
No,
to ask you
Spike Lee,
something.
would you please tell Coach what you was trying to explain to me?
Wow.
Would you please reiterate that?
Dex,
Because I know what I'm
let me
talking about.
Dex, you really
I
don't.
want Spike
So
Lee. No, I want Spike Lee to share with you what he was attempting to share with me.
go ahead, Spike, because he's determined. When Spike get here, he will share that. But Dex, what seed? Hold on, what Dex? What seed was D'Angelo Russell and the Nets when they made the playoffs? What seed was they?
AC.
It was the eighth seed. Now,
Yes, they
if
were.
if the if the play
Oh my
in was a
God.
rule,
Here,
hold
here
on,
we
let
go
me
with
finish,
the if.
please. Please let me finish. Please let me finish. If the play in was in place with D'Angelo Russell as an eighth seed on the Nets, would they would have been in play in?
I'm not answering that because
Oh,
that's
okay. You
not a
don't have to because
reality.
the answer is yes,
So
That's
Dex.
not
so
a
They would
wait
have been
wait
a
reality.
wait
play
That's
in
wait
not
team.
even a reality.
Dex.
You
Wait
play
wait wait
different now with
wait.
the
Hold on,
play-in
Dex.
than you
Wait
did
wait
without the play-in. So how
wait
can I
wait
answer
wait
that?
wait. Hold on, Dex. You do realize CJ and D'Lo damn near average the same, right below 6 assists a game, right? Both of them, like 5.5 to 5.7 for both of them, right? You do know that's what they average, right? Both of them.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Pope.
To the stream. To the stream. Go ahead.
So you saying C.J. McCullum when he went to the Portland Trail? I mean, not the Portland. When he went to you talking about C.J. McCullum as a Portland Trailblazer? You talking about C.J. McCullum's overall stats, his career stats?
No, I'm talking about as a Pelican. Since CJ has been a Pelican, he has averaged between 5.8 and 5.7 assists. Both
Okay,
in
okay.
one season was 5.8, the other season was 5.7. D'Lo has averaged the same to
Rico, you
to
wild.
to not better. It like CJ did it in 2 seasons, but and before that he only averaged like set I think like 4.5,
You
4.7.
think? No, don't do no thinking. It's there for you to
Like
know.
like
It's there for you to know. Don't do no thinking.
no,
They
I'm
don't
talking
pay
about
us
the
for thinking.
Portland years. No, I'm trying to remember the Portland years,
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying. Go
Hornets
ahead,
years.
type it up.
He he
You ain't got to
he
think
didn't
about it. It's
average
there.
5. I know he didn't average 5.
Well, you don't because you think. So
No,
you
I know
think he
he
didn't
didn't
average
average
5.
5. He did not average 5. I know
Okay,
that.
and that's cool. He didn't play point guard neither.
You're
So
saying
so
as a point that he's a better point, but he doesn't have more assists.
that don't mean you a
It
better point guard because you got okay. Who got the
Yeah.
most assists
Also,
all time? John Stockton has the
well,
most assists. Is he
also
better
you
than
want to
Magic
factor in
Johnson?
that CJ's two stars have been in and out of the lineup too his whole time he's been in New Orleans.
Oh damn, you sure
yeah,
right.
I'm understanding what the
Yeah,
numbers
yeah,
are.
I know,
yeah,
but you got to
yeah.
look
Because
past the numbers.
you reading stats.
I,
You
But
can't be a
listen.
casual and just look at the stats. You got to look past the numbers.
Okay,
Right.
but Spike, I'm
Correct.
glad you came back. But Spike, I'm glad you came back. Now, why are we disrespecting D'Angelo Russell as a Brooklyn Net, help turning that franchise around? Remember, that was the initiation of the Brooklyn Nets occurring.
in fact, what Dex is having a little difficulty, I'll also
Paul
look up
Pierce
Russell.
era after picking up the joint. So why would we disrespect Russell tour or tenure as a playoff? And I was a very, very young team under Kenny
Dex,
Atkins.
Dex, you
I,
bringing up. First of all, Dex, I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't hear you, sir.
Yeah,
So
you just robot Dex.
yeah, we can't
Like
nobody
like
hear you, Dex.
like
And yeah,
look.
okay,
again,
what
like
about
Thunder
now?
said,
Okay,
assist
what about
don't mean
now?
you're a
Am I
better
hearing y'all
guard,
clear?
Gemini. Your assist total
No,
doesn't
we
mean
forget all that.
you're a better guard.
Listen, Hope, forget all that, right? Forget all the stats. But let's talk about leadership. Taking a young team with a young coach into the playoffs, not no play-in game. I understand what you meant
There
by
wasn't a
CJ
play-in game.
McCullum.
You keep saying a play, bro. I swear,
That's
bro,
what
you
makes
just
it
killing this
harder,
whole
Pope.
thing. You
No,
sound
that's what
silly,
makes it
bro.
more difficult.
No, that
I can't
sounds
believe you
retarded
sit there
because if the
and 15
play-in
minutes
was
to say
in
some dumb
place,
shit like that.
he would have made the play-in. The 8th seed is a play-in
Why is this
team
guy trying to revisit? I mean, why are you trying to have revisionist history? How
because
you
you
going to
keep
add a
saying
play-in that wasn't a
without a
play-in?
play-in. Okay, because you keep
You
bringing
sound
up play-in.
stupid as
Stop
hell.
bringing up play-in then. That doesn't make sense.
The play-in was with CJ McCullum,
No,
not
brother.
with
What I'm trying.
D'Angelo Russell.
I guess I'm speaking Chinese, Japanese.
You is.
Okay, I guess because
You
I can
speaking moon
guarantee you
language.
most people understand what I'm saying than what you saying.
Because
I
maybe
can
their minds
guarantee
are
that.
crooked just like yours. There's
No,
a
sir,
lot
because
of
you
crooked
shouldn't
minds
bring
out
up
there.
play-in for a team who was an 8th seed. Who, if that same team played today, he would have been a play-in team.
Okay. So
So the only reason why he didn't
you're
make the
gonna
play-in because there was no
you're gonna poo
play-in.
poo on the New York Knicks. You're gonna poo poo on the New York Knicks in 1999.
What I'm gonna poo poo on, Dex, I'm not pooping. I'm not pooping on a play in. That's you. But what I'm trying to tell you, Dex, is it don't even matter what you brought up was so irrelevant to the topic we was on. It's so irrelevant. So irrelevant. The whole topic was CJ McCullum is a better guard than D'Angelo Russell. Period. We don't need to go way back to when he was a Cinderella story and he had
I
one good
disagree.
year.
Based
I
on
disagree.
No, that's cool. You can disagree, Gemini. That's fine. I mean, if you like D'Lo better, then that's you.
he
You,
did something that Hope. He did something that CJ
Dex, you got to get in a better
Yeah,
spot, bro. Because you
Hey,
wrote
you're
look,
going in
you.
and out, Pimp.
let's get down to the nitty gritty, man. Who played better in the playoffs between those two?
Correct.
Let's get down
Yeah,
to the
like I
goddamn
don't even
nitty
know
gritty.
why we even having this conversation because it's like a second to none. Like CJ McCollum's way better than D'Angelo Russell. Like this is easy. Hey, what are
At,
we talking about here?
at shooting guard, CJ played
No,
better in the playoffs. At point guard, CJ did not play well, just like D'Lo
Just
did
how
not
about as
play
a
well.
player? Forget the
Right.
positions. CJ McCullum is a better player, period.
Yeah,
That's
because
it. Like we're not
because
gonna do this as a point
I
guard, as
dis
a
I
shooter, as a small
disagree.
forward. Like
listen. Because
I
look, if
disagree.
we want to be real, both players have had to be ready to be on and off the ball at a moment's notice, right?
correct.
So who's the better guard? That's what we asking now.
That's it.
To
Like right.
me,
They trying to
to
make
me,
it to
I
where they
picked
can be
D'Lo.
right.
Yeah, you got
Me, I
to.
picked
Hey,
D'Lo.
they trying to put some. Oh shit! I mean, excuse my language, y'all. Let me mute up.
Like that's crazy. I'm confused. But if that's who
No,
they want to go,
that's on point with Gemini's takes. That's on point. That's pretty much consistent with what he's been
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah. That's true. That's true. But Gabe Vincent.
At point guard, with CJ playing point guard, CJ he he, he struggled during the playoffs
Oh
for
my
New
God!
Orleans. For New Orleans. For New Orleans.
Who is this?
He
What do you be
struggled.
watching?
No, he struggled. Now, as
And
far
D'Lo
as
ain't struggled,
who,
huh? And so D'Angelo Russell
no,
ain't
no,
struggled.
let me finish the thought, Pope. Let me
My
finish the
bad.
thought,
My bad.
please.
Go ahead, sir. My bad.
Now, D'Lo, I say, didn't even freaking show up, and I will say that he did not even, to me, really even show up. Like he was there and mentally was in Cancun at the same damn time.
Yeah, so one of
So,
them ain't even competitive. The
so,
other one
so,
is.
so, so literally,
So that's why I'm like,
I
what are we talking
like,
about?
like to me, I also have to put that on Ham because of the lineups that
Oh my
Ham
lord! Oh
had
my
Now
lord!
it's on him.
was
Oh my
Wow.
bananas.
lord!
Okay.
Yeah,
You see that?
because Reeves. Wait, Pope. Didn't Reeves play power forward one game?
Hell no, he never played power forward.
Yes, he
No,
did.
Austin
Yes, he
Reeves never
did.
guarded no power forward in the playoffs. What
Yes,
are you
he
never,
talking about?
did.
never.
Yes,
I
he
didn't. I
did.
watched. Hey, listen, I
Yes, he
watched it. I
did
didn't.
in the
So
playoffs.
me,
Yes, he did. Yes,
Gemini
Hey,
he
got a different
did.
hey,
TV, Spike.
yes,
He
No,
got. He
we
got a.
all talk. No, we
hey,
talk about this
this
on
the
Lakers
spin cycle he's
panels
trying to
like
put us
for
in. He's trying
real.
to put us in the spin cycle to get us off
I,
point.
No,
I
okay,
guess. 'Cause
because I'm even gonna point out something even worse to you. Ham even loved the three guard lineup last season, and that's what we hated as Lakers fans, with him putting that three guard lineup up there.
Watch the spin cycle, y'all. Watch out for the
this
spin
is
cycle.
crazy. So
We
here
done
goes
went from
D'Lo. Here goes D'Lo, a guy who got drafted by who? Who he get drafted by?
the
Um.
Magic with the
Lakers at the
The
Lakers.
number 2
Lakers.
spot.
No. Yep.
Magic with
Oh.
the Lakers.
Oh shit.
Magic
So
with the
so check
Lakers.
this out. So check this out. Let's check this out. So he was drafted by the Lakers, and then immediately traded. And
You
then he
guys are
was on the
turning this
Nets.
into something that is not supposed to.
And then hold on. Then he was on the Nets, and then he got immediately. He didn't get traded. He was actually a free agent. They didn't want to re-sign him the money he thought he was worth. And Golden State went on ahead and said, you know, well, we'll be stupid, and we'll
Nah,
no.
he did
It was
get traded. He did get
No,
Timberwolves.
traded.
no,
He
he
did
was
get traded. It was
Now he
a
Timberwolves.
got
signing
traded. He
trade.
got
Yeah,
traded.
It
Timberwolves.
was a
He got
signing
Oh,
traded.
he
trade.
got okay. So he got
Yeah.
traded to the Timberwolves. Then he
Go
got
ahead, though.
traded
You
to the
good.
Golden State Warriors, and then he got
Man's
traded. Y'all talking about a
man's
nigga who just? Oh my God! Come on, bro. Like this
yeah,
is ridiculous.
the value is different. Let's be clear. The value is different around the league
Goodness.
for both of those two players.
Just think about this for 1 second, because I know Gemini said he would rather take D'Lo. So you mean to tell me CJ McCullum with this Laker team wouldn't be a better fit than D'Angelo Russell with this Laker team? Are you crazy?
I don't think within
The
this
answer is
system, I
yes.
do not think so. No, the answer is no. Don't speak for me. I answer
Now I'm
only
not
for
speaking for you. I'm speaking on you.
Yeah,
You
that's his
crazy.
answer. Yeah, yeah,
no.
that's
You
his answer.
crazy.
My
That's
answer
my
is
answer. You
But
That's
crazy.
but I'm
crazy.
not I'm not equating. See, the thing about it is I'm not equating that. Only thing I'm equating is that D'Angelo Russell, for you guys to try to poo-poo on him, he have done something that CJ McCullough has failed to do as of yet.
You
That's the
absolutely
only thing
Dex.
that I'm
Hey Dex,
highlighting.
you're absolutely right, Dex. And there's context to that. I'm gonna leave it there. There's
Correct. And
context
you
to
ain't
that.
putting no context to it, Dex. You ain't putting no
I mean,
context to it, but
I
that's
don't know what
okay.
context you can put when the data says that's
The data. What about your eyes, Dex? What about your eyes? What your eyes tell you? Because you're sitting here telling us your eyes tell you CJ McCollum's better, but since the data said he made an All-Star years ago, that he's better than CJ McCollum. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can picture CJ McCollum would actually be
McCullough
a perfect guard for this
over,
team.
over D'Lo. I already
Dex,
said that.
yo,
So
you
that's
was
water
breaking
under the
up the
bridge.
whole
You can't
time,
resurrect
Dex.
that.
Yeah, let me ask y'all a
Damn.
question. Let me ask y'all a question to kind of put it to rest. All right. Let me ask y'all a question. All right. So we all agree. We could say that we'll say let's just say D'Angelo Russell is a better passer than CJ McCollum. All right. Let's just say that, right? Let's just give D'Angelo Russell that bone and say that. And let's say CJ McCollum is a better scorer than D'Angelo Russell, right? So
I'll say that.
which margin is larger? Is CJ McCollum being a better scorer than D'Angelo Russell a larger margin than D'Angelo Russell being a better passer than CJ
I
McCollum?
think CJ
It depends
McCullough's an
out on
overall better
team.
player, first of all.
All
But
right,
I know
all
y'all
right.
digging at Gemini. I know y'all digging at Gemini. So that's I know what
I,
y'all
No,
doing.
we
But
digging
I'm
at you
but
too,
I'm
because you
saying
don't
that
make no
you
sense,
can't
Dex.
dig
We
at me because
definitely
y'all
on you.
already no listen. You're not listening. Your ears are clogged. And that's
No,
one of your biggest problem I notice about you. You don't listen. Or if you do listen, you don't listen well. Now, the only thing I'm saying is this right here. D'Angelo Russell did something CJ has yet to do. But if I had an opportunity to choose between the two as a GM, I'm going to take CJ McCullough because I think he's a more well-rounded player than D'Angelo Russell. That's the only thing I'm saying. And then I
but that's where
also,
it started
but,
at.
but I already said that already. You guys keep trying to
But
make me say something different.
no,
The
no,
only
no,
thing
no,
I said
no,
was
Dex.
D'Angelo made an All-Star. CJ McCullough didn't. That's the
But
box that's checked. I said
And
D'Angelo Russell led
that
his
was the
team to the
part where the
playoffs.
conversation went
D'Angelo
left.
Russell led his team to the playoffs. CJ didn't. And
so
that's the
so
box I'm going to check.
so
And the
you
reason why I say
basically
he
arguing
didn't
with
is
yourself.
because
No,
I'm not
Pope,
arguing with
that's when
myself.
you
I'm
went
trying to
Yes,
make
you
left.
it
are.
clear.
Pope,
Let me tell you
no,
how
Because you
you
try to
arguing with
muddy the
yourself.
water. You try to
you
be a
went left
professional
with
muddy
him.
waterer. And I'm not going to
No,
allow you to do that.
no. First
You
of
try
all,
to
Dex,
muddy the
I never
water.
even
That's all
said
you do.
Dex. First of all, I never said nothing about D'Angelo Russell. All I said was C.J. McCullum is better than any guard the Lakers had. That's all I said. And you took that and said, well, D'Angelo Russell has made an All-Star and C.J. McCullum hasn't. But then you turn around and say, this is how you argue with yourself. But C.J. McCullum is a better player. So why even bring up the All-Star that he made? Because
I listen, listen, hold on.
my whole
Basketball,
point was that
wait.
C.J. McCollum
See,
is a better
you
guard
always
than any
claim you
guard
were
they
close.
have.
See, you always claim you're close, but you say a lot of dumb shit. Now, it
Okay,
ain't about who's the best
you the only
player.
one think that,
It's
huh?
about chemistry. Team is about chemistry. You could have the best player, but he could be an asshole on the court. How good is
That's
he to
not
your
C.J.
team?
McCollum, silly. He's a
But
great
I'm
team
not
player.
saying
So
that though.
you still
But
sound
no,
so
don't try
retarded.
to say best player.
You sound
I
dumb
already
as
said
hell,
that
bro.
CJ
I said
McCullough
he's a
is a
better
better
guard,
overall
not
player.
best player.
But
I said
some
he's a.
players fit better in certain situations on certain
You
teams.
say, now
That's all.
listen,
So
Dex.
don't just say
You
better player.
sound
Just
crazy,
that
bro.
ends all be all.
You sound crazy,
A bet.
Dex. Just
No,
know
I
that.
don't sound crazy
You
because I
say
know
you
well
say
aware what I'm
you
talking
say
about.
I'm a coach and
Just because you the best,
I
yeah, because
sound
you
dumb.
talk about
But
better
listen,
player.
I win
Better
championships.
player
I
is not
coach
the
teams to
end all.
championships, nigga.
Okay,
So I
then
must know what the fuck I
stop
be
talking
talking
about
about.
better player then.
Every team I coach, we win championships, nigga.
Okay, so
So I
do you
must
put
know what the
players in
fuck I
right
be talking
positions?
about.
So do you put players in right positions? Or are they
Duh,
just that
I
good?
just told you. We win championships, nigga.
Okay, Phil Jackson won championships.
He's
But
the
how
best
much
coach there
coaching
ever
did he do?
is. What you talking about,
But
man?
no, but how much coaching did he really do? Or was it
Are
Tex
you
Winter?
serious? Dex, all right, okay, Dex.
Well, how many? Okay, listen. Let
This
me
nigga's
explain
funny.
something to you about Phil Jackson.
No, please
Did you
don't,
read
please
it? Did you
don't,
read his
please don't. Let's leave that
Did
alone.
you read?
Please don't. That just
No,
come on, Dex.
because
Come
you
on.
once
You
didn't
keep
read
trying to.
Phil Jackson
You talking about I'm a muddy
autobiography.
water nigga? You trying to muddy? You
Phil
trying to
Jackson would
argue
tell
a
you
nigga who
that he's
got
not an
9
ex.
rings?
Hold on.
9
He would tell you
rings.
he's not an X and O coach.
Wow.
He tell you
He's not.
he's a manager of egos and personality.
However you want to.
That's
He
what
also
Phil
has
Jackson
to
would
be
tell
X's
you.
and O. Dex, just
No,
because
he
he's better
hires
at.
X's and O's.
All right, bro. Okay. All right.
Read his
Listen.
book. Read his
Listen.
autobiography. Take it
Listen.
from
I
him.
don't care what. Yeah,
But
that's
you
his
know, right? You
main
know Phil
strength.
Jackson better than Phil Jackson.
Listen. I have strengths, and I have certain other shit that I'm just good at, but I have certain shit that I'm way better at. So that doesn't mean that I'm just that. Like, oh, I'm just a motivator and that's it. No. I know how to do everything. My strength, my main shit might be motivating kids or getting whatever the case may be, getting the best out of players by that. But no, I know how to break down make adjustments as the game is going and so on and so forth. Like that's you like you just sound crazy to
No,
say a nigga who won
it
9 rings
sounds good to you to
isn't
say
the best
somebody sounds
coach.
crazy.
Like he's
It
not a
sounds
real
good
good
to you
coach.
to
He's
say
just a
somebody
motivator.
sounds silly.
Okay, all right. He's
So
just a
it sounds good
motivator.
to you, but that's not the case.
Okay.
Rap
All you gotta do
God.
is read his book,
All
and
right,
then
all
you
right,
come
all
back
right,
and
all
tell
right,
me
all right,
if I'm right or wrong.
all right,
Okay.
Okay,
y'all.
I
All
read his
right.
book before, Dex.
so
All
rap
right, then
God.
why would I sound crazy
Hey,
then?
where
If he
Because
said
where
he's
out of
not
his own
where
mouth.
we at
he's
right
not
now?
saying that's all he was the motivator. That's not what he was saying. You took that like that, but okay.
All right,
Okay, rap
where
God.
we at?
The comment you put up there, that's basically the same point that we're was pointing out. So yeah, you're right, rap God.
It don't make no sense what Dex is talking about, but that's all right. That's Dex for you sometimes. He'll go off on this little craziness and say some
I'm only
wild
going
shit.
by what the man said out of his own mouth. I'm not projecting
I'm
anything.
talking about all the shit
He
you've been
said,
saying
he
the
said
last 10,
if
20
you
minutes.
leave it up to X's and O's, if you leave it up to X's and O's, then I'm not your guy. But if you
Nah,
need
man.
egos and personalities to be managed, I'm the best that ever did
That
it.
so Dex, let me ask you something. You think Phil Jackson don't know X's and O's. He don't know that. He don't know. He don't
We
know how to
all
break down X's and O's.
listen. We all play basketball. We all know X's
I
and
asked you a
O's.
simple question, Dex. Can I get a simple
I'm
answer?
quite I'm quite sure he know X's and O's.
So then you, once again, you blowing hot fucking air, bro.
No,
Once again,
because okay, you think I'm blowing hot air, okay?
I know
Now,
you
do you
are.
think?
It sounds
Hold on, do
crazy
you
what you're
think?
saying.
Wait. Do you think James Borrego know X's and O's?
Yeah, every coach. Listen, if you
Do you
coach
think
at a
Nick
high
Nurse
level,
know
yes,
X's and O's? Wait a minute,
yes,
just say yes or
every
no.
coach,
Don't pin me down if you're not
every
willing to be
coach
pinned down.
who coaches at a high level, yes, they know X's and O's,
Okay, and they
Dex.
still get fired, right? And they
He
still
came,
get
he came,
fired.
he came, he came from Popovich, so I'm gonna say
Because
yes.
you
He knows
can't
X's
just
and
have
O's.
X's and O's. You can't just have one of anything. You have to be good at a lot of different things in order to get the best out
But
of your team.
I know that. I know that. You're preaching to the choir. But if you're going to
So
just talk
what are
about
we talking
the
about
best
again?
at a certain particular aspect, I'm telling you, he said out of his own mouth that
But you're
he is not
acting
the
as
X and
if
O
he
guy.
doesn't have
That's the only
any
thing I'm
X's and
saying.
O's.
Dex, this isn't like you, Dex. This isn't like you tonight,
This is,
Dex.
yeah, he sounds
This
ridiculous.
isn't
Like he
like you
too
tonight.
smart. That's why Dex kills me sometimes, because as smart and everything as he is, and
No, I know what
mature
I'm talking about, but
and
you guys got to
experienced,
grow into
he
the
will go off
understanding.
into some silliness.
You
Like
guys
this
just gotta
sounds
grow.
crazy.
Just because you disagree with me, it's okay. But you just gotta grow into the understanding. I'm just telling you
No,
what
I
he
don't
said out of his
understand it.
own mouth, and then you want to project on him that he doesn't project on
No,
himself.
because you act. No, I'm not. I know what he said, but I know how to put it like how Spike said in context. He's saying that's his that's his strength is motivating and managing egos. But he not saying I don't know how to do no X. I'm dumb to the X's and O's.
But
He's
what
not
I'm
never.
telling
He
you is
never.
that you think Jerry Buss hired Phil Jackson based on his X's and O's?
Bro,
That's my
nobody.
premise.
Listen,
No,
it's not. Listen, Popovich. Look, put it this way. Popovich is not a motivator
no,
type of guy.
Popovich
He's
is
more
an
of an
X's and
X's
O
and
guy.
O. But can
No,
he
Popovich
motivate?
is an X
I'm
and O
sure
guy.
he can. But listen, his strengths is X's and O's and so on and so forth. Like it's way more to the game than just X's and
Hold on,
O's.
you're not
It's way
talking to
more
a
to the game.
3-year-old.
Hold on,
I know
sir.
that.
Let me
Yeah,
come
I
on.
played the
Can I
game. I
finish
know
my
that.
thought? Can I finish my thought? It's more to the game than X's and O's. It's more to the game than just being a motivator. You have to have a little bit of everything, and what's your strengths is your strengths. If you have something better than what you do,
Full
that's fine.
circle. That's
But
what
you
we talk
can't
about
be
D'Angelo
dumb.
Russell because he
You
made an
can't be
all-star.
you can't be
That's
dumb.
full circle right there.
You can't be dumb to X's and O's and win 9 championships. That'd just be stupid for you to even think so.
He won
Like
9
that's
championships
retarded.
on a system that he did create. The guy that
Oh
created the
my
system was a part of his coaching staff.
let's just
that's
stop it. Let's just stop it. Let's just stop
This
it.
is sound. This is like you know how many people win championships off of shit they didn't create, they got from somewhere else. Dex,
Yeah,
you keep sounding so retarded.
How I'm
let's
sounding
just stop it.
retarded when I'm right?
You're
All
not
you gotta
at
do is read.
all.
Listen,
You're
read his
so wrong.
biography. Read his autobiography.
Oh, and
Please.
you keep going back to
He
read his
explains
autobiography.
all that. He explains all the winning ways. Please.
Dex, you
And you
Okay,
can't
want
keep
to
all right.
argue with me
Dex,
because you
you can't
argue
Dex,
with lack of information.
Dex, you can't keep making these crazy points and then telling us to go back to a book that we haven't read. Dex, you can't do
That's
that.
not a crazy point. I'm only sharing with you what he said out of his own mouth.
You saying Phil Jackson is not an X's and O's guys,
He
and
said it
asking
himself.
and asking, did Jerry Buss
That's not
hire
his
him?
expertise.
Hold
That's
on.
not his
Let
expertise.
let
Yeah,
him finish. Can he finish his thought?
Dex. There you go. You should have started off with that.
There,
You should have
right.
started with that.
Right.
You should have
Thank
started
you.
with that's not his
Hope,
expertise.
stop being a hype man.
No, that's true, bro. Like you just made all this dumbass shit you said, but the
It's
right
only
thing
dumb
the
because you
right
don't
thing to
agree.
say was
And then
his
because you don't agree,
expertise
you think
isn't
you're
X's
right
and
by calling
O's.
it dumb. That's
No,
dumb.
no, it is dumb. That
Because
shit
the
sounds stupid.
information I got, I can give you a source. I'm not just pulling shit out my
Source.
ass.
Oh my God, bro. All right, okay, Dex, you got it. Phil Jackson isn't a good coach. He's just a
I did not
motivator.
say that. See what I'm saying?
No,
You see
no,
how you
no,
put words
no.
in people's
Phil
mouth?
Jackson.
Did I
Phil,
It's
say
a
that
lie.
wasn't a good coach? Did
Phil
I say
Jackson
that he
isn't.
wasn't a good
Oh,
coach?
my
At
bad,
any
Dex. He's
time did
not.
I say he wasn't a good coach?
He's not the best coach. He's not the best
See how
coach
you
that ever
do?
coached
Now y'all see
basketball.
what he do, right? You see
He's
the
not the best
bullshit he
coach.
do.
Just married
No, that's
lying.
what you did.
No,
No, you
I,
trying to
I
that's
said,
the
sully. You
line.
trying to sully the discussion.
no, I didn't. You just made it
I
seem
No,
never
like,
no.
said he wasn't a good coach. Never.
and bro,
I
you
was
just
only particular with the X's and O's. That was it. Never
you
said he
just
wasn't a
made it
good
when
coach.
I said
Because
when I
really,
just
most good
bro, I
coaches are
swear
motivators.
you need to do a
Most good
replay.
coaches are motivators.
I
Red
guess
Hey,
you need.
Auerbach, motivator.
Go ahead, Spike.
We don't need to state the obvious and act like we're winning an argument. All right, we don't need to do that. We know every coach is not a great motivator. We know every coach is not a great X and O's guy. But in order to coach at the NBA level, in order to get hired by damn near $1 billion organization, you gotta be up to snuff at something. All right. So James Borrego is an X's and O's guys. He is an X's and O's guy, and nobody can take that away. I don't give a damn how much you love LaMelo Ball and love Lonzo. You can't take that away from James Borrego. All right. All these coaches bring something professional to the table. We don't need to
To
go
the
on
table. That's
tangents
right.
about
That's right. I agree with
accomplishments.
that. I agree with that. Every coach going to bring something. Even Chauncey Billups. Shit. Whether you like him or not. Look at this bullshit.
Well, what's up
But
with Brandon
now,
Miller's last game? I want to hear about that. I want to hear about Brandon Miller's last game.
he started off pretty good. Then he just kind of, faded off into the sunset.
I want to hear about it because I didn't get to watch, so I want to but I know he got to start with LaMelo, right?
Yeah, he got to start with the mellow, and he took off like a rocket for a little while. And like I said, he faded to the sunset. But I blame not Brandon Miller. I put the onus on Cliffy because he really screwed up an opportunity to coach him in situational basketball. And that's what he should be focusing on. Don't worry about what he can do with LaMelo. Worry about what he can do without LaMelo. That should be the focal point right now because it's cluttered with LaMelo, right?
He
Because
played him without LaMelo the first 2 games, right? Or the first game, right?
no. Oh yeah. You talking about not starting?
So he got a dose of who Brandon Miller is without LaMelo. He got to see that, right? That was the first thing he saw.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is situation basketball. He's not coaching. He's just throwing him out there, just making sure he get his minutes and then bringing him out. See, that's not what I'm talking about. When I saw
Dex, hold on, Dex. So he's throwing Brandon Miller out there and basically ignoring the guy while he's on the floor from there.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Dex, do you think that's what's actually happening?
I just said that's what it looks like. That's what it appears to be. Because you know why?
Dex,
hold on, man. Don't listen. You want to be prosecutor or you want to ask me questions?
I want to be the prosecutor.
Okay, be the prosecutor here. Go ahead.
All right.
Start your berating.
Do you think that Clifford is throwing Brandon Miller out there and then just basically ignoring him while he's on the floor for the rest of the game?
Well, it appeared to me that Brandon Miller is not being coached properly. He's not being rolled out properly. And my answer is yes.
Okay,
so your answer is yes. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So Clifford is throwing him. All right, so I just want to make sure I understand. Steve Clifford is throwing out Brandon Miller and turning a blind eye to him after that.
Gratuitously, he's throwing him out there. So let me emphasize that. Yeah, you laughing now.
That's nasty work, Dex. That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work.
No, to be honest with you, I just feel that Clifford is he is so focused on making sure these contracts are up. These contract players get the real opportunity to earn their keep because Brandon Miller's going to be there. He's under rookie contract, so he's not a main priority right now. The Charlotte Hornets have to work out their financial responsibility and financial stability with the players and know who they're going to keep and who they're not going to keep. And that's why I think Cliffy, hold on a second. And that's why I think Cliffy is rolling out Brandon Miller the way he is. And I don't like it because I think he should coach Brandon Miller instead of just throwing him out to the wolves.
All right. Now look, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with you on that, but who's making that decision to say we need to coach based off we need you to coach based off contract situations? Is that Steve Clifford or is that the GM?
No, I think it's Mitty. I think it's really Mitch Kupchak right here on this.
All right. So look, So if that's the case, then Clifford's hands are tied when it comes to
That's a possibility.
Miller. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
that's a possibility.
I rest
But
my
I
case.
just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility because we know Mitty loves to micromanage. We know this. Because in past, since LaMelo has been a part of that organization, we know that Mitty loves to micromanage. And when Mike was, had the veto right, he was playing puppet master. So it seemed like Mitty just can't get out of his way. He really wants to get this right to some degree, but I just think he's going about it wrong. You follow what I'm saying? And the reason why, because Brandon Miller's your highest draft pick since Grandmama, right? Now, somebody tried to correct me on that, but they was wrong, but they're not here on the stream right now, so I can confront them.
What was Michael Kidd Gilchrist drafted at?
Number 2.
All right. What was Grandmama drafted at?
Number 1.
Oh, all right. You just rested my case. You were right.
So since this is your highest draft pick, because he had a slew of number 2. Michael had a slew of number 2. So they all in the same bunch, right? But the only number 1 was Grandmama, Larry Johnson. So since this is your highest draft pick since Grandmama, this is higher than LaMelo Ball. Don't you think you should treat it better? Because you almost screwed up the LaMelo Ball development. Luckily, he just happened to be so superb. And even James DeRozan, as his coach for 2 years, constantly said about LaMelo Ball, I don't know where he got it from. So apparently, he didn't get it from the developmental program.
Dex, just like I know that Brandon Miller, if he's going to be great, it's going to be despite the Charlotte Hornets organization, just like LaMelo Ball.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, Spike.
I said, just like I know that if Brandon Miller is going to be great, it's going to be despite, or it's going to be he's going to do that with a bad organization, basically. Just
Okay,
like
despite what they're trying to do to him.
Exactly.
Because Michael Jordan did give LaMelo his kudos by saying he exceeded all our expectations. But I don't know if Brandon.
Which shows you how he was thinking prior to when he drafted.
Good one. That's a good one.
What the hell did he think he was getting? You know what I mean?
But listen, Spike. See, this is why I'm a school guy. I'm not a Brandon Miller guy. But I respect they got Brandon Miller. I'm going to rock with Brandon Miller, and we're going to move on from there. But it just shows me that Brandon Miller don't have the mindset of a LaMelo Ball because his circumstances is different. You understand what I'm saying? He probably didn't have anyone pushing him the way that LaMelo Ball was pushed. So LaMelo Ball developed a discernment when it came to basketball and decisions because he already knew that a lot of people was against him and thinking that he was just some type of reality show guy in a uniform. So he know he had to prove them wrong, and LaMelo have the game to prove them wrong. I don't know if Brandon Miller have that game because they know who they have in practice. They seen Brandon Miller do what he needs to do, and maybe they just not that sure as of yet when it comes to his demonstration on that basketball court.
Dex, I'm gonna say it plain and clear. LaMelo Ball is a special basketball player. Can we agree?
For sure, no doubt.
Brandon Miller does not do anything special with the basketball at this point in time.
I agree.
Brandon Miller,
I agree with that.
He's got great length for his position, but he is not special on the floor.
So this is now. See, now we can come to a consensus because this is what I'm speaking of. Since I'm speaking about the organization in Clinton. Since this guy, even though you drafted him higher than LaMelo Ball, which was a prize of the 2020 draft.
Yep.
Yeah, 2020 draft. Then you should coach him up. LaMelo Ball didn't need no coaching up. Plus, LaMelo Ball didn't even have a training camp. He just started the preseason and it was like, let's go.
Didn't have a summer league either.
Didn't have a summer league. So the thing of it is that since you already know this as an organization, you should be coaching them up. You should be instructing Cliffy to be more situational, and then instead of just giving him his minutes. So you can look at the charts and say, well, Brandon Miller played 20 minutes, he played 21 minutes, he
That
played
ain't what he
25
doing,
minutes.
Dex. That is not the case, bro. That
Hold on,
sounds
hold on, hold on.
again
I'm
sounds
gonna let you go ahead and
crazy.
deconstruct whatever I got to say. But so I just feel that the organization is walking on eggshells with this Brandon Miller thing, and I don't like it. So if Brandon Miller is not what most people panned out to be, most people thought he would pan out to be, then you should coach him during the preseason in situational basketball, not so much giving him 20 minutes and him figuring it out.
Well, Dex. Again, I don't know what you done drank tonight, smoked tonight, but you be. I don't know but you know you do this from time to time. You do this from time to time. But yeah, you didn't. They not using they coaching them. First of all, Steve Clifford got more than one player to coach. He's not his personal trainer. He's his coach, just like he's everybody else's coach. He got to make sure the team is running. And if Brandon Miller can't keep up with how the team is flowing, how he wants the team to play, and not just a player, he's not supposed to just coach him like, oh, I'm gonna make sure Brandon Miller eat. No, 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 no. I'm gonna
Vote
put you in a
number two, vote
situation.
number two.
I'm gonna put you in a situation, right? You're the number two pick, so I definitely gonna have you in there. That's why I say what you saying sounds crazy. He's not just like I'm throwing him to the back burner because he's our number two pick, and he's going. No, you want your number two pick who's going to be on the floor for the regular season to get all his situational type of situations out the way in the preseason. Like you want to put him in all kind of different situations. That's why first game he put him on the floor without LaMelo. Situational. So just in case LaMelo, we don't have him for a game, let me see what you can do. Next game,
Okay,
start
wait.
lineup
Stop right there.
with
Stop right there,
LaMelo.
folks. Stop right there. So
I
you think when you watched that first game, did that look like any type of situational basketball, or it just looked like that was the team that was just out there trying to get it done?
No, it looked like he had a purpose for doing that. He had a reason behind it. It looked like he did that on purpose. He wanted to see, just like I said on my stream not too long ago, when Billups put Scoop back in the fourth quarter against the Phoenix Suns, and they was down by like 11. And I think that was situational. He's like, okay, I want to see you let me see you close out the quarter and see if you can bring us back. Because that's what we're going to need you to do in the regular season. And so, same thing with Miller. I think with him coming off the bench, the first one, playing with the second unit, let me see you be the leader of this second unit.
And
And
that's
then
all I was saying. That's
that's
all I
that's
was
it.
saying. That's
That's
situational basketball,
situational. That's not
and
just
he didn't do
like.
that. He stuck Brandon Miller out without LaMelo with a bunch of erratics. I'm gonna call it that way.
But
Erratics.
that's okay. But that should be okay when you're a number two pick. You should be able to. This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like,
you should be able to establish yourself in that unit
correct. That's what
as a
he
number
wanted
eight,
to see.
and not just scoring on both sides of the ball. You should be able to establish your presence.
And especially since you got the erratic players,
Now
you
it's
should.
a little more difficult, I think, with Brandon Miller than it is with Scoot because Scoot do dictate pace. Well, Brandon Miller is a guy that you have to put it in his basket, and unless they're going to run him as a point forward,
I
if they're
disagree,
not
Dex.
running him as a
I
point
disagree.
forward,
Super
I
disagreement.
disagree, Dex. Because look,
okay, go
listen,
ahead.
if Brandon Miller cuts hard and he flashes with his hands up, right? If
Without
Brandon Miller,
Lamelo, we talking
hold on,
without
hold on,
Lamelo. We're
hold
not
on,
talking with
hold on.
Lamelo.
Hold on. No, that's it. Don't matter who you're on the floor. If a 6'9"
Don't
player
do that.
is
Don't do that. No,
hold
no. See,
on.
I can't let you
All
get
right,
away with
man.
that.
All right, man. Look,
We
hold
done
on, hold
seen
on, Dex. Hold
Spike.
on,
We
Dex.
done
Hold on,
seen
Dex.
the
Hold on. No,
Charlotte
no, 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 no,
Hornets
no, no,
summer
no.
league,
No, 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 no,
and
no,
they
no,
look
no,
like
no,
a
no,
bunch
no,
of
no, no,
scrambled
Dex.
eggs.
No, Dex. No, Dex. Because Brandon Miller didn't do what I'm about to tell you that he needs to do. Right?
Right.
So look, if you're a 6'9" versatile offensive player and you're running the floor and you're flashing up, flaring up with your hands up, coming around screens with your hands up, making eye contact with that ball handler, I don't give a damn who you playing with. They're gonna pass you the ball.
Okay, we're
They're
gonna
gonna
see. Hold
pass
on
you
one
the
second.
ball.
Hope, once you challenge me on this and make a breakdown video of Brandon Miller, without LaMelo Ball on the court.
Don't
What?
nobody got that much. Don't nobody got that much time to waste. That
No, I
Definitely not
mean,
gonna
if you
do
want
it.
to prove his point, I mean, he Pope got the time. He just that's if you just
don't
I
nobody
know
got
the
that much
hell I
time.
do a
don't. It
breakdown
couldn't be
video,
anything.
Brandon Miller
Because
without LaMelo Ball, and
Dex,
see how those players play.
I
All you
barely
gonna do
got
is
time to do the little
Dex,
videos and lines I do.
yeah, Dex. All you gonna
All
do
right,
is
go ahead,
gaslight
Spike.
him after he dropped the video. You gonna gaslight him after he dropped the video and say, nope, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Right, but I'm not about to do that anyway. I can. My
I
eyes are
think that'll
terrible.
be fair. I think that's a fair get up
Listen,
to do a breakdown video in the first game he played without
Brandon Miller has the
LaMelo.
opportunity. Brandon Miller has the opportunity to establish himself on both sides of the ball on that floor from summer league to preseason. If
But
it ain't happening, guess what it is, Dex?
yeah, and then on top of that, he's played with LaMelo and looked just the same as he did when he didn't play with LaMelo. Like the nigga has yet to get double
That is
digit
not true,
rebounds.
Pope. See, Pope, you confabulate. That is definitely not true. He played
Okay.
way better with LaMelo than he did without LaMelo. His energy was there, his recognition was there, and he was getting rebounds, scoring,
So
and
you need LaMelo to have your energy up. You
I
need to
mean, you
play
know
with
how
LaMelo
that
to have
go,
your
Pope. Come on,
energy up
Pope, don't do
and the
that.
rebound. This is what
Sometimes that
you're
happens with
saying.
people. Sometimes other people motivate people. I mean,
Oh,
look what happened with
Jesus.
Jalen McDaniels. Jalen McDaniels, same situation. And when he played with LaMelo, Jalen McDaniels was enthusiastic, he was energetic, and he was happy, and he would start getting interviews at
You just
halftime and even post game when
you
Jalen
just
McDaniels was
said
there. And
Jalen McDaniels, who
Jaden
is I don't
McDaniels
even know
never
where he
thrive.
got
Listen,
drafted.
if Brandon Miller
no,
is
but
Jaden McDaniels,
but no,
if Brandon Miller
come
is
on, you
Jaden
guys are taking
McDaniels,
me out
we
of context, man.
just have a
See,
problem
see,
with
the
what
thing
we
about
saw.
it is I pay attention to the little things, even though it was a long time ago. I remember how happy and
It wasn't that long ago.
elated Jalen McDaniel
He got
was to
traded at
even catch a
at
lob.
the
Hold
deadline
on,
last season. It wasn't that
hold
long
on.
ago.
I know, no, I'm talking about he played with LaMelo 2 years. Hold on. He
Yeah,
was
but I'm
even
saying he got
ecstatic.
traded at the deadline.
Listen, hold on, please, please, please. He was even ecstatic getting an alley oop from LaMelo. Because when he got interviewed for having a game for like 17 points or whatever, one of the things he mentioned is that, man, I caught an alley oop from LaMelo Ball. You follow what I'm saying? In his interview. So
Dex, so
that
what
showed me right there
so
how much influence and energy that LaMelo can motivate some of the players that was kind of deflated
so you're
prior
trying
to
to
him
say
getting there.
Jalen McDaniels didn't play good when LaMelo wasn't on the floor. Is that
Why
what
you
you're
keep
saying?
saying why you keep saying stuff like that?
No,
I didn't say that. I
and
said what I
Jesus,
said. I
dude, you're
said that
comparing a
LaMelo
guy. Hold
motivated
on,
him.
Dex. Hold on. I just heard the whole thing. So you're comparing a guy in Brandon Miller to Jalen McDaniels when they played with LaMelo, but you saying Miller without LaMelo is not energized. He's not
Thank you,
rebounding.
son of
He's
Will.
this, that, and the other. But you're saying like Jalen McDaniels did the same thing that Miller did. That's why you're comparing the two. Like he's trash without Melo on the floor, but he's energetic and does everything when LaMelo is. That's
No,
not the
I didn't.
truth.
No, I didn't say nothing about trash. I don't even use
Okay,
that type
or
of language.
subpar, whatever
So
you
don't
want to call it. He's
please don't
so without LaMelo.
interject in me what you feel. But listen, there you go. You just can't
You're
help yourself.
comparing the two.
You just love to project. But listen, only I'm comparing the situation, not the two. Just the
No,
situation. Hold on, because Spike asked me something about with or without LaMelo, and I'm saying that when LaMelo was on the court with Brandon, he played energetic. When LaMelo was on the court with Jalen McDaniels, because you remember Jalen McDaniels was kind of in the doghouse. And then he got on the game with LaMelo, and LaMelo was giving him the ball, throwing him alley oops, throwing him no look passes. And Jalen McDaniels and LaMelo had showed some chemistry. And I believe that game was 17 points for Jalen McDaniel, his career high at the time. And when he got interviewed, he stated how the presence of LaMelo just kind of pumped up the atmosphere.
you said that already, Dex.
Okay, that's the only
Yeah,
thing I'm saying. So
Dex,
all
You
that
ain't got to repeat
interjecting
yourself.
is
Dex,
unnecessary.
Dex, we know that LaMelo makes the game easier for the players that he's on the floor with. So right now, what you just did was you campaigned for something we already know about LaMelo. That's what you just did.
That was which
And that's
is
what I said
crazy.
about Brandon Miller.
Now let me ask
But-
you.
I said
Let me ask you a
when he's
real
on the
question,
court
Dex.
with LaMelo,
Dex,
hold
let
on.
me
I said
ask
when
you a real
Brandon Miller's
question.
on the court with LaMelo, he's very energetic. That's coming off of Pope.
Dex, let me ask you a real question. Dex, let me ask you a real question. Who has a higher motor between Brandon Miller and Jalen McDaniels?
Wow.
Mm.
At this time, you got to go with Jalen McDaniels. But at the same time, when Jalen McDaniels was a rookie and
See that?
Brandon Miller was a rookie,
See that?
I'm gonna go with Brandon Miller.
Oh my Lord!
Jalen McDaniel was like a cream puff in his rookie
You
season.
didn't drink the Gemini juice tonight.
Yeah, he been on.
Listen,
Yeah, he been on.
do you
something
remember
tonight.
Jalen McDaniel as a rookie coming from San Diego State?
I think Dexter ate some shrooms tonight.
Wait a minute. Do you remember
No,
Jalen
wait,
McDaniel?
wait. Hold up, Dex. No. First of all, I'm not a Hornets fan. I've never claimed to be a Hornets fan. So let me correct you there when you mention my fucking name. I'm not a Hornets fan.
Thank
When
you, rap
when
guy.
we
That's all I'm saying.
when we talked about
These
the
dudes act like
draft,
they don't know.
no, hold up, Dex. When we talked about the draft, I brought up my point about Scoop. I brought up my point about Miller, and I stayed neutral because I'm not a Hornets fan. So I don't care what this little hermaphrodite is doing when she mentioned my name. Keep my name out your mouth, you little Girl Scout.
So like son of Will said, like we're mentioning all these, like you talking about Jalen McDaniels and Bridges and other players that play better with Melo. With bro, this is the number 2 pick. Bro, that's what we keep like. He shouldn't need LaMelo. Jalen McDaniels wasn't a number 2 pick. Bridges wasn't a number 2 pick. These dudes, yeah, them is role players that might need LaMelo to get their game. When you're the number 2 pick, you shouldn't need nobody
I
to get
agree.
your
Listen,
game
I
right.
agree with that. You don't get no dissent from me. But only reason why I made it Jalen McDaniels comparable because they're kind of like same body structure,
Yeah,
same
but
type,
no,
and
they
they was looking
wasn't
for the
picked in the
same
same
thing.
place though. They
I
wasn't
understand
picked
that,
in the
but I'm
same
only just
place.
talking about when you have a guy with. I already said that Brandon Miller has a low motor. I've been said that a long time ago. Okay, I noticed that in college because when you came into the tournament, he demonstrated
That
what he
we
demonstrated,
all
and
know
we already
everybody
talked ad
plays better when
nauseum
LaMelo
about
on the
Brandon
floor.
Miller not showing up in the tournament, and that's where you separate the men from the boys. We already talked
Okay,
about that months ago,
okay, but Dex, this goes down at once again
but they
as
act like they
a
forget what I
MJ
say,
pick,
like
right?
this is something brand new.
But this goes down as a
Yes,
MJ pick.
exactly. That's right. We talked about that. If some
Which
people
is
try to say, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa," no, like Uncle Vern, no. MJ said he's staying on until after the free agency dried up. That's what he said. And he picked who he picked. He signed who he signed, and this is what we get from the Charlotte Hornets. I keep trying to tell these knuckleheads I'm a Scoot Henderson guy, but they just want to sully up the message for some reason. I don't know why. I've been said Brandon Miller to me has a low motor. Now I'm saying when he playing with LaMelo, he's energetic. That doesn't contradict what I said
that's
about him having a low
everybody,
motor.
Dex. That's everybody.
But I'm talking Brandon Miller. I'm not talking to everybody. And I use
But
Jalen McDaniel as an example because they are the same height, same body type, and they were supposed to be used for the same purpose. That's why they got a Brandon Miller because Jalen McDaniels failed at that position. If Jalen McDaniels would have turned out to be what they wanted him to be, they wouldn't have no need for Brandon Miller.
like I said, they didn't pick Brandon Miller. They didn't pick Jaden McDaniels at 2. So they shouldn't have no kind of hopes that they have for Miller they have in Jalen McDaniels.
Oh, you keep talking number two. I'm talking about
That's
archetype. I'm talking about
no,
prototype. And they
no.
are the same prototype.
You keep
It's
talking
just that
about
Brandon
him
Miller
being.
was number two and Jalen McDaniel
You
was
keep
what? Second
talking
round
about
pick?
this kid being better on the floor with LaMelo. Duh, everybody is. Everybody is. So it's like, duh. What you're saying is a duh. Okay. What we're saying is, what me and Spike is trying to say, he shouldn't need LaMelo to be good.
I don't agree with that. Why do you
Oh
think?
my
Why do
God!
you think? No,
Wow.
listen. Why do you think? What you mean by need? First of all, let me get that understanding because I don't want to be a contrast, and we could be saying the same thing.
He shouldn't need LaMelo to look good or to be energized or none of that shit you said. None of it. He
Right? He
shouldn't need
shouldn't. I
LaMelo to
agree.
do none of that.
Right? He shouldn't. But that's not the case because we have seen him play with Lamelo and without Lamelo, and it's a big
It's
difference.
not night and day, Dex. He still has yet to reach double digits in scoring, Dex. Hold on, let
Okay.
me tell you something. Hold on, watch this, watch this.
Look
Hold
at
on,
the
watch this,
ratio
watch
real
this.
quick. Okay, hold on,
Imani
just hold that
Bates,
thought real
hold
quick.
on,
Let me answer
hold
that.
on, Dex. You've
Look
been
at the
talking for a
ratio.
minute, Dex.
When he
Hold
played with
on.
Lamelo, right?
Dex,
He played with Lamelo for like 7, 8 minutes.
Dex,
The man had 6 points, three
Dex,
rebounds, one
Dex.
assist, and a block.
Keep talking, Dex. Hold on. Imani Bates plays the same position, same body type. Imani Bates, first
That's a
game
good comp.
preseason, timeout
That's
Dex.
a good
First
one.
game preseason, he scored 10. Next, and he only played the fourth quarter. Next game, he scored 12. Game after that, he scored 16. He don't have no LaMelo, and he not even playing with the Darius Garland. And was he playing with the bottom feeders, the niggas who might not even make the squad? That's who Imani Bates is playing with.
And
But
let me.
guess what?
Yeah.
He's such a hooper that doesn't stop him.
That's actually a great comparison because they are similar body
Sheesh.
types. They're similar positions. They play in a similar way. And Amani Bates has showed himself to be way better than Brandon Miller at this point. And
Okay,
that's very
now listen,
Absolutely.
interesting.
Spike Lee. Now listen, here's the double entendre because when I mentioned Jalen McDaniels, he tried to dismiss that because he wasn't drafted at number 2. But yet he want to mention Imani Bates, who wasn't drafted at number 2 either. So what is it? Can we compare body types
Dex,
and
I just
archetypes
went on
and
your
prototypes?
listen, because I only said
Are
that
we
because
not?
you just kept talking
Well,
about how you're not talking
I don't
about the
mind you
picks.
doing it, Pope. I don't
well, let
mind you
me.
doing it
Well, Dex. Well, Dex. Let
because
me
I'm
ask you
that
trying to
is
this.
a
show
good
you.
analogy. That is a
I'm
good analogy. So I
I'm
don't mind you doing it. But you curse me for putting
no,
Jalen
Dex.
McDaniel in the conversation, and I only
Dex.
put him in because of
No,
body type,
Dex. You keep
prototype,
fucking this
and
all
archetype.
up, Dex.
But Jalen McDaniels and Brandon Miller, even though they're similar in length, they play two totally different styles of games. But Brandon
Correct.
Miller and Amani Bates, they want to play the same game. They want to get their baskets the same exact way. And one of them's effective and the other one's not.
Period. And one don't need a Darius Garland or a LaMelo Ball to make him go.
Hey, I'll even go as far as to say one is a dog, like Dion would say.
Listen,
One
we
is a
already talked about Imani Bates,
And
so
one
one
this
is
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 a
no
a
new
poodle.
dog.
conversation. We got
And
videos.
one is a
We have
poodle.
videos. We have shorts, and we have streams that we have mentioned Imani Bates. So I mean, I don't know what to say right there. Spike here at Flight Sports TV, we rocking with Imani Bates. So I
We're
don't know
not
where
saying you're
you
not
know.
rocking, Dex.
Okay,
Don't
so
mud now.
I'm not gonna
You
even go
talking
there.
about people
But what I
muddying
will
shit
say
up
is
and say
this.
that's not what
But
we
what I
saying,
will say
Dex.
about Imani Bates is that we all know that he slid in the draft based on his circumstances, not based on his talent.
That's not true neither. That's not true neither. They use that for an excuse. They already had Imani Bates being a second round draft pick uh, when he left Memphis. They projected him to be second
Wait a
round.
minute. Why
So
did he leave Memphis then? Why did he leave Memphis?
No, listen,
because
Dex.
Circumstances.
Let me say it better. Let me
Extenuating
say it better.
no,
circumstances.
Let me
no,
say it
he
better.
just
Let
no.
me say it better. As soon as he played his first game with Memphis, he was no longer a first rounder. As soon as they saw what he looked like on the college level, he was no longer a first rounder.
And which was dumb, right? Because they didn't realize he really supposed to be a senior in high school. So maybe we can give him a pass right now. Stupid ass people, man. A lot of people judge Imani based off of his year at I can't even say his freshman year. It's like his senior year in high school,
Right.
but he played it at Memphis, and people judged him off. Oh, he not really that. I'm like, do y'all not understand the boy's supposed to be in high school still?
And one other thing that's interesting is Amani Bates jumped up to play basketball, and we see where he's at. Brandon Miller stayed back to play basketball. and we see where he's at.
He
Damn.
sure is the same age as LaMelo. I keep people. I keep trying to figure that out. I can't wait to figure out where did these niggas? Did you flunk first grade or second grade or what happened? Because you 21 years old, and that is not how one and dones. They do. Nobody's 21 and when they're one and dones. They're 19, and they don't turn 20 until quite some time, until damn near end of the season type shit. Like, how you turning 21 right now? I'm super confused. Hey, didn't LaMelo just turn 21? Or is he 22?
I don't even know. I can't remember. I know he just had a birthday recently though. I think.
He just had a birthday in August. Is he 20? Did he turn 20? I think he turned 22. I think he turned 22. I might be wrong. Anybody in the chat can correct me if I'm incorrect, or let me know that I'm correct. He's 21, and that's what it is. But I believe for sure he's 21. But that's hard to believe because he's been in the league since 19, and this is his fourth year. So rookie year 19, second year 20.
Yeah, he turned 22. He's 22
He
right now.
just turned doo. Okay, he just turned deuces. Okay, so so Miller is 1 year behind LaMelo. Literally 1 year. They born the same. So basically, he's 1 year behind LaMelo. LaMelo just turned 22 in August, and Miller's turning 21 next month, to be November 2nd. So he's basically 21 now. So here goes a player in Melo who's been in the league for 4 years, just turned 22, and this nigga just got done with his freshman year, but he's turning 21. Yeah, that don't make sense. That math ain't mathing. So, and that's another thing. Like, people be like, "Oh, he's young. He's not a true 19-year-old. He actually older than these dudes." So he was one of them niggas on AAU team when you got a 16U. You had Brandon Miller, who was 17, playing with the 16U. He was cheating. He was cheating. I'm a senior now, nigga. You supposed to be long gone.
And that's why he's looking like this when he actually on an even level now. He's looking like a second rounder right now. That's what he looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He
Which I
looks he looks like a promising G League player. That's what he looked like right now. He looked like
mm-hmm.
a player with G League. He looked like a player that's gonna play in the G League, but he's got potential. That's what he looked like.
You know what's so funny, Spike? I think even if you put Brandon Miller in a G League right now, he would not kill.
No, I know he wouldn't. I know those
He
guys are
would
playing
not even
hard.
kill.
Those guys are playing hard and physical. Brandon Miller, he ain't gonna have his way in that. He ain't gonna
He
have his
couldn't
way
even
in
do it
that.
in summer league.
Right.
So yeah, the Hornets did what the Hornets usually do. They fucked up the church's money. like the late great Bernie Mac used to say, fucked up the church's money. Bucket naked. Yeah, man. I'm like, Miller's Miller, but we'll see. I'm like 8 points, 9 points. This man has yet to score 10 points. He's really literally had bad play since March Madness. He going on half a year of playing bad basketball. Half a year. March, what is
Pope,
this?
there
March,
you go welling again, Pope.
March,
He had
March.
a he
Wait, hold
had
on.
a he had a
January,
couple of
February,
summer league games,
March,
right?
No, he had one
They
good
shut
summer
him
league
down.
game.
He only
One
had
good,
one. Well,
one
he had
good
what
summer league game.
17 or 18, and then he had like
It
24.
ain't about no points. He looked trash. Listen, it ain't about no points. I'm not a
Pope,
nigga
you're
who
not
look
gonna
at
never
points.
give this guy his due. It's obvious.
No, because when he scored that 17, he only had 4 points all the way into the 5 minute mark of the
It doesn't
fourth quarter.
matter.
Hold on, time
Kobe
out.
can
Let
go
me
0 for
finish.
8 and then
Let
get
me
30 points in the
finish.
fourth quarter.
Can I finish? Can I please finish? Come on, Dick. The guy only had when they was getting blown out by the Spurs. I know what you're talking about. They was down by 30 with 5 minutes left in the game, and he only had 4 points, and then went off and hit a couple threes. He hit like 2 threes. Then he got an and one at the end that shouldn't have been an and one because you actually traveled. That layup that one everybody was like, oh, he did the up and under types. The nigga foot hit the floor before the ball went up. It was really a travel, but okay. He had 17 points. But when you put it in its proper context, if you watch the game, he was trash all game until that 5-minute mark when even the Spurs took they took their starters and all of them out and had the bench players of Summer League. That's who he did that against. He scored them points on the bench players of Summer League. Come on, man. I'm not making this up. That's what he did. So when you look at it, and they went over. He went over. He went over as far as winning. He got no wins when he was playing in Summer League. And the one win that the Hornets got, that nigga was in street clothes. I can't make this shit up. So, yes, a bad 6 months. Let's go over it. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Oh, that's actually this nigga going on a year without playing. This nigga going on a year and still ain't displayed good basketball.
Yeah, that's interesting. With the GM survey, none of them mentioned Brandon Miller for projected Rookie of the Year odds. None of them even mentioned him.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. They know better. They seen him now. I mean, yeah. And he's not mentioned for sure. He won't be because they know. They know what the Hornets did. I don't understand it, but I know people is hopeful. They
Meanwhile, Scoot is his odds are right after Victor Wembanyama. So they're saying if it wasn't for this alien, we'd have Scoot being the Rookie of the Year. If it wasn't for this extraterrestrial 7'6", anomaly.
What's funny to me, Spike, and what's crazy, it ain't even funny, is they had Scoot as projected as the number 2 pick all the whole time, all the way up until basically like draft combine, and you start hearing about Brandon Miller going to be possibly number 2. I'm like, what? And it's crazy because when they spoke on Scoot, they said any other draft he would be number 1 if Victor wasn't here. So I'm like, well, how does Brandon Miller kid submerge him? How did he just go past him? And Dex said something that was huge earlier about Imani Bates. His draft stock might have went down because he had a weapon on him or whatever, but that case got dropped. But Brandon Miller's stock don't go down when he was involved in a murder case? His stock went up? How? That's weird. Because usually anytime you get on some off the court or off the field issues before draft or before free agency, that will take your money or your draft stock down. So I'm confused. I'm like, did he do something very special to make people be like, oh, I don't know. And what was he diagnosed with at the draft combine? When he's sick, he was sick with some.
Yeah, he had the kissing disease. What's that, mono or something like that?
Yeah, something that's cousins with herpes.
Yeah.
So the nigga has herpes basically during the draft combine. So you didn't get to see him show out in the draft combine and be like, oh, he's a killer. Unlike Imani Bates, who was at the draft combine destroying.
He said the nigga had herpes.
Yeah, because had the herpes. And he was set out for the herpes. I don't even believe that bullshit. Like, I believe he didn't want to get exposed in the whole NBA. Like, I really believe he's an industry plant. I really do, bro. Because everything lines up for it. Like, it all makes sense. Like, he comes out of nowhere after the murder case, and now everybody know who Brandon Miller is after he got in that shit. Then he shows up in March Madness and has a historically, not just my words, this is what's on Google. You can Google Brandon Miller's March Madness and it will say historically bad performance. And I'm like, sheesh. Average 20% shooting, only average 2 points a game in March Madness. I'm like, okay. And then you got to the draft combine and you got the herpes. You can't even play in the draft combine. So the last film that they seen you was you averaging 2 points and shooting 20% from the 3. How in the hell? And then on top of that, You had a grade F in your interviews. So how all of this murder case, beat it. March Madness, trash. Draft combine, herpes. Interview, trash. Draft time, number 2 pick.
God damn.
What the fuck? I'm like, how? Over Scoot and the Thompson twins and all of these. How?
Okay, so Pope, can may I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
All right. This is why I said this is one of Michael's picks because with everything that you just pointed out, right? And I've been following line by line what you've been saying. And if that is the case, somebody has an echo. Who, whoever got the echo, please mute yourself for a sec. Um, if I'm following line by line of what you're saying, and everything you're pointing out, I know you do your research, so I'm tracking that. Why did MJ pick him then? Because that is the that is the overall problem that we're seeing.
Well, allow me answer that for you real quick. This is why I say industry player. I don't even think it has nothing to do with Mike. They like, for me, I've always felt like Mike wasn't really running the Hornets. He was more of a puppet. He's more of a face. He's like, okay, we got a black owner and it's Michael Jordan and he's doing the Hornets, and but he can really care less about the Hornets. But it wasn't just Mike because they started the NBA and the draft projecting people. They started saying Miller was the number 2 guy. So it wasn't even before Mike even got to him. The whole fuss was Miller's looking like he's gonna be number 2 over Scoot. And I'm like, how? From what?
But
And
no, no, I understand what you're saying about the media. And I don't want you to get that misconstrued.
mm-hmm,
I'm asking with everything that you just pointed out, my G,
mm-hmm.
I'm asking
Pope
why
said Michael
pick him
Jordan's
then?
still running the Hornets. So now all of a
No,
sudden he's just a face. Pope, make up your mind. You're so bipolar.
And listen, you can say that all you want. Michael Jordan has been running the Hornets, yes. And he still is running the Hornets, yes. He's not the puppet of the front man no more because he owed billions of dollars to somebody and they had to get that straight. So he playing a back seat right now as far as, hey, we don't, bro, if you don't understand how this shit work, Dex, you should because you old enough. But Michael Jordan is definitely one of them. He's one of those go along, get along niggas too. He done sold his soul a long time ago. I believe so, but I'm not going into that. What I'm saying is, Mike is like, okay, Mike, here go. We got a black owner, and it's Michael Jordan. But Mike, we everybody not gonna win championships. So you can forget about winning, having your team like building a team like a Lakers or something like that. No. Some teams we need to be dumpster juices. So you're going to have this dumpster juice team, and we'll just throw things all around. You can tell this ain't Mike ain't that goddamn stupid. Mike ain't that stupid to keep doing bad draft pick after bad draft pick after bad draft pick after bad draft. He just can't be that goddamn stupid. I refuse to believe it.
but Pope. Now, and I'm glad you got to that point because if you go down his draft record, it's not looking too hot, my dude.
No, at all. It's the opposite of looking hot.
Okay, and that's why I bring that up is that it was still Michael's call at that point. He went with his play. I'm not a Hornets fan, so I got no dog in the fight.
Right, right. And you from Chicago, so you
No, I'm from New Orleans.
Oh yeah, okay, that's my bad, my bad.
He
I'm
five
from
on
the NL.
four. He 504, folks.
504 boy. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yep.
eat gumbo every other month. So I
I
mean,
heard that. I got some bomb ass gumbo. That's for sure.
Oh, that explains it.
But no doubt about it. I think Mike. I think really real talk, and I'm gonna just say this. I think Mike gets whoever the hell they want him to get. Just like when I felt like Obama when he was the president, he was just a puppet. We need a difference from white faces because the world, not United States, but the world, they tired of these pale faces. And we done so many janky shits to the world and so on and so forth. We need a black face. And not only a black face, but he gonna have a super black name. They're gonna be Obama. And that's close to Osama, the nigga we looking for right now. Yeah, I said, bro, I can't make this shit up. They know what they doing. How you get a president? Because nobody was expecting a black president at the time. That was crazy. Like, what? A black president running? Yeah, right. I told my auntie off the top, I said, if they don't kill that nigga, he with them. He's a puppet. He with them. He gonna do whatever they telling him to do. I feel the same way for Mike. Mike is a puppet. Mike, you gonna pick a Gilchrist. You gonna do this because if you take these type of players that's trash early, then what does it leave for the other organizations? The good players. It leaves the Scoot Henderson for the Portland Trailblazers. It leaves the Thompson twins for the Pistons and Whoopty Wop and the Houston Rock. Like you're the dumpster juice. You're our puppet. You gonna take all the dumpster juice. We know you shouldn't have took Kid Gilchrist.
Sound
We
like a
know you.
humiliation ritual.
Man, tell me that's what I'm saying. Like Mike is that, but he's still their brother because he's a part of the brotherhood. So like we're not gonna let you go down and because that will how bad that would embarrass Mike if he had to sell the team and it came out due because he owe money because he in debt. That looks crazy that an NBA owner is in debt. And not only just the NBA owner, but it's Mike. They can't have that. That don't look good. It is okay. So look, this what we gonna do. We're gonna look like you selling the team, Mike, but you're really not selling the team. And we gonna announce that you're gonna make this draft pick because we want to put the shit on you. So when Miller looks like trash, it's gonna be attached to you right along with all the other trash, the Adam Morrisons, the the Kwame Browns,
Is anybody going to challenge that, or is
you
this
so
a
so
jump
so
on
you
Mike
really no, hold on,
episode?
Dex. No, ho, ho, hold on, Dex. So and I'm just asking for clarification.
yes sir,
Pope. I'm not good. I have no dog in this fight, but I'm just asking questions for to break it down to simplicity. Okay.
yes sir,
So so you're saying the great player is now the greatest puppet of the NBA.
for sure, for sure.
Ooh, DJ Gemini loving this.
Okay, I'm a fall back. I just wanted simplicity. That's all I wanted.
DJ Gemini is loving this. If you was near him, he probably would hug you right now, folks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just being frank. I mean, I love Mike as a player, and Mike is Mike, man. But when I'm seeing and from because if it don't make sense, this is how I simplify shit. If it don't make sense, it ain't the truth. Period. If it don't make sense, it ain't the truth. Now I might not know exactly the whole. I might not, but I know if it don't make sense, it ain't the truth.
Oh,
And for
okay,
him to
but
keep picking all these bum players for years, that doesn't make sense.
oh, okay, but wait one. Okay, but Dex, I was the one who said I feel that he's been treating it like a tax write-off, and remember, it was like three people who said I didn't know what I was talking about, and I went down the draft picks, and I showed year by year
Exactly.
who
Me and
what
you was
when and
me and you
where.
was on the same screen, and we was going against I think Uncle Burr was one of them, and a couple of more guys. But yeah,
Uncle Vern, Sky, no panic. I mean,
yeah, no panic. There we go, no panic.
yeah, I was literally at everything but the child of God. I don't know basketball and everything else, right? So
Right.
I all right. You got the flow, Dex. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Yeah, I remember because remember they ganged up on me and you. But nevertheless, I could agree with some of that conspiratorial rhetoric, but Michael Jordan was handed the team through Bob Johnson because Bob Johnson didn't want to sell to nobody but a black man. He wanted to keep black ownership in the NBA, and Michael just happened to qualify with the finances and the investment group to go ahead and take it off the hands of Bob Johnson with like 200 something $1 million back then. Now, since he had the team, that could have occurred what Pope was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely wasn't that with Bob Johnson. He wasn't a puppet. He was a legitimate businessman. He was trying to make a legitimate amount of money, but he was losing money, and he was also going through a divorce where he had to file bankruptcy from his airline. He was the first black to own an airline. So it was a lot of stuff that kind of muddy up that situation. But Mike became the beneficiary of the Bobcat. And then he petitioned to the NBA to get the original name and get the original records so it could be the Charlotte Hornets. And then, New Orleans became whatever New Orleans became. And I just feel that the NBA did, David Stern, because, when Mike did it, David Stern was a commissioner, and Mike is David Stern's guy. So I just believe that Mike and David Stern might have had some behind the scenes dealing upon purchasing that team. And some of that, what Pope said, could be valid.
We gonna
With, with,
use
with,
that
with,
franchise as a dumpster juice.
you know what I'm saying? Because I believe that Michael couldn't wield his influence as MJ. And so a lot of players that he probably wished he could have, he couldn't have because of the deal with the NBA and Mike not being able to use his influence with Nike and any other endorsement deals to try to entice free agents to come over or pay agents to bring their players that way or try to dissuade other to drafting their players in the draft so Michael can have an opportunity to get at them. So I mean, it could be as thick as Pope, but I don't know. But I just believe that something is not right with Michael Jordan being the owner, being in debatable goat. I'm gonna say debatable goat because everybody don't see him as that debatable goat, and also having the prize bag with the hookup with Nike. So that part I don't understand why he cannot get better talent down there in Charlotte. And Charlotte is a nice city. At least the
It
last time
is.
I've been to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, it's a very nice city. Got good barbecue. Matter of fact, their barbecue is so good they have their own barbecue sauce. North Carolina barbecue sauce. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Kansas have their barbecue sauce. Just like how Memphis has their barbecue and Texas
Carolina
has their
Reaper.
barbecue.
And check
You know
this
what I'm
out,
saying?
Dex. To go even further, like uh to just know that Bob Johnson, to me, I believe Bob Johnson was forced out to sell that team because Bob was actually trying to win, and they only put Bob in and allow him because they allow what owners they want to be in their association. Just because you rich and you want a team don't mean shit. They have to vote on you being a part of
Yeah, they're
that.
gonna definitely vet you. They're gonna
Yeah,
vet you out to the max. That's
right.
definitely gonna happen.
So what I
A
think
pure
is,
investigation will ensue.
right. I think Bob was actually trying to win. And listen, they can't have no black man owner winning in the league. Now, I don't want to go race, but I'm just saying, real talk. You just think about if Bob had a championship franchise and well-oiled machine, and them niggas started winning, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, we need to have more black owners, and so no, 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 they don't want that. We gonna keep it at one, and we need one of our guys to be the black face of the league as an owner, and not a Bob Johnson who's stupid rich, want to he want to be successful in everything he put his name on. So he's not privy to just, okay, we'll be the dumpster juice, and I'll draft the Adam Morrisons, I'll draft the Kid Gilchrist, and leave the real good players for all the other teams to draft. And then on top of that, I'm not going to try to sign no good free agents. Like, if you just look and see what's going on, you can easily tell he ain't trying to do shit with that team. It hasn't never tried to do shit with that team, and he's set back, and he just show his face up at the games, and that keeps that's all it's been. Even with Melo, I don't even think the NBA period thought Melo would be what Melo is. I think they really thought maybe he might be dumpster juice, and that's cool. You go ahead, Melo fall to your lap, good. But Melo's showing out something different. But what they knew was, because Scoot was projected number 2 and number 1 in any other draft, that nigga, no, you cannot get him. Nope. Since the Hornets, because, and that's another funny thing. Pay attention to this real quick. I'm about to say something real smooth. Because Scoot was projected number 2 and number 1 all the way into what? The Hornets got the number 2 pick. When the Hornets got the number 2 pick, that ball came down. Next thing you know, Brandon Miller started getting spoke about. Swear to God. Until then, you didn't hear nothing about no Brandon Miller being no top 3 or none of that pick until Hornets got number 2 pick. Now Miller all of a sudden is a Hornet instead of a real dog who they projected themselves to be number 1 or number 2. No, we don't want you to have not a LaMelo and a Scoot Henderson. Are you crazy? No, that's gonna be a dynamic and a must-watch TV, and we're gonna have to start putting them niggas on TV and some more shit like. And they no, can't do it. You get that kid.
Well, Pope, if I'll I'll honestly say this. I think that it would have kind of solved their guard problem if they would have picked Scoop. Um, it would have pushed Melo over to SG.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Dex. So I mean, Gemini, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know basketball. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
They wouldn't have
Okay,
put. Yeah.
okay. So wait. That means you're gonna put Scoop as shooting guard
Mm-hmm.
at
Easy.
six at 6'2".
Right. I seen Allen Iverson do it at 6 foot. I've seen CJ McCullum, who we was just talking about,
Hell,
at
Terry
six
Rozier
two.
do it.
I see. Watch Terry. Right. He's right now. Terry Rozier's doing it. Come
Kyrie
on.
Kyrie Irving about to do it this year.
A lot of people's doing it. It's a
Yeah, they
norm.
don't know. He don't know basketball.
It's
I
a norm.
don't know if I could really.
And no,
I
Scoot's actually
I
playing number
I
2 too.
have I I got reservations on that. I'll say that. I asked a question for clarification. That's why I asked the question.
Now,
So if I could get information, I could take everything in.
got you, Gemini.
So so literally, you're saying you would have drafted Scoop,
Mm-hmm.
put him at shoot,
Mm-hmm.
then
To start out. Mm-hmm.
no, and then that would Haywood wouldn't be a problem, and
Bridges.
Bridges wouldn't have been a problem as small forward, and that would have kept that lineup the same. Okay, I could
And
see
but
that.
then but then
Now I do have one
Miles
question.
Miles Bridges probably wouldn't have beat his bitch if Scoot was in that locker room.
Now I do have another question. for this is the end of my clarification, so I can understand where y'all coming from. Okay,
I got you.
so are we benching Terry or is he
Trade.
starting?
No, we trading Terry. See, this is what the Hornets know all of
He
it. I
been
mean,
on
the
the
NBA.
trade block since after the first year,
No,
and
no, he
nobody and
So
hasn't.
Spike
No,
Lee just
no, he hasn't.
Yeah.
jumped out the window.
Yeah, I
No,
mean, where'd you see that at? Where'd you see
but
that
yeah,
at?
don't trip. No, I don't want to go into that. But no, he hasn't. Gemini. What I want to say before you answer that is
okay,
before you answer that, because
all right,
what them getting Scoot would have done would have moved Terry Rozier out. Now you would have been able to trade Terry Rozier, package him up with whatever, if whether it's Terry Rozier plus PJ or Terry Rozier plus whoever. But now you could actually go and get more to add with Scoot and Mello when you trade Terry, which is scary. That
okay,
like whoever you
okay.
would have
So
got
now
for
can I
Terry.
answer that question now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when was the Laker trade proposed?
What, the Laker trade for Rozier?
It was Rozier and Haywood amongst
Uh,
that trade.
that was last
When was
year.
that?
Last year.
That wasn't last year, Pope.
Yeah, bro. They re-signed Terry. He's never on trade block. They re-signed Terry as soon as LaMelo got there.
No, 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 Pope.
Oh my God! What do you mean?
No,
Go look it
Pope,
up.
Pope,
Please go look
Pope,
it up.
Pope. Wait. Calm down for a sec.
I'm not hype.
I'm asking you, when was the Laker trade proposed? It was for Terry and for Haywood. When was it proposed? Since y'all say I'm wrong,
I
because it
don't
was
even
3 years.
recall that being proposed. I've heard rumors, but I don't recall that actually being proposed, bro. Especially from the Hornets. Like I've heard the Lakers. I've heard the rumor, and that was just last year. But I know Lamelo and Terry Rozier. They've been basically
That
hand
wasn't
hand to
last
hand.
season though. That wasn't last season. That was the season before.
Well, but see, rumors and actual
No,
being on a
no,
trade block is two
no.
totally different things.
Both owners actually hit the news, and literally, Mike wanted Jeannie to pay the cash considerations, and Jeannie said no,
So
and
you
that was
talking
the
about with
Didn't we talk
Westbrook?
about this like about 2 months ago?
You
yeah,
and you
but we
And I
talking
never
put
about
in
with
the
said
link in the
Westbrook?
chat.
but
So
Dex,
nobody went and hit that link in the chat two
I
months ago.
I hit the link because I thought it was a season before that, but Poke and Spike didn't. But but ever
It
since
was.
that trade was proposed, they have always tried to put a fishing line out for Terry, but nobody has taken it.
Okay.
And as since he's been one of the better players on the Hornets, so it was a no-brainer to resign him other than to lose him for nothing. So I do agree with you on that point, but he has been on the trade block, my G, is what I'm pointing out.
Okay. If he was on a trade block, I must have missed it. Cause
You know how many players are in trade rumors
yes, trade
all
rumors
throughout
and
the
being on a
season?
trade block.
Trade rumors, trade talk.
Yeah,
Like that,
cause
that's trade rumors and trade talks. That's like, why are we even talking about that? That's
that's
like what we do on. That's like 2K
No,
shit right there.
no, not no, not
You
now you're
you in
trying to
2K with it.
manipulate what literally happened.
Spike want to fight. I can tell.
What literally happened
This dude's in 2K.
Spike hitting the
since the
speed bag
LA
right now.
trade, no, wait. Since the LA trade, they have been trying to move Terry, but nobody has bitten.
Who
I
told you
do.
this?
right. Cause I've never like you're the only one I've heard say
Right.
something like this.
Poke, you're the same one that just said
Produce
the
a
Laker
source.
trade didn't
Produce a
happen.
source.
No, I said I heard talks, but not him being on the block. Like being on the block. Okay, let me explain something. Being
Hmm.
on a trade block, meaning your team is actively shopping you. The Hornets have never
Sometimes,
actively.
sometimes. sometimes because
N-
people done got
n-
traded and we like, what the hell? I
No,
didn't
no,
hear nothing about that.
they wasn't on a trade block. That's a team calling another team with an offer, and then that other team saying, "Oh, you know what? I like that offer. Yeah, okay, you can get him." And the nigga
That's
wake
right.
up and he's in
He's gone.
Toronto the next day.
Right.
But when somebody's on a trade block, you are actively shopping for that player, and it ain't just with one team you're talking to. Like, just now we just seen Dame Dollar on a trade block. That's called the trade. Like when it's a known thing that you're getting traded.
The
Like
trade is
somebody,
imminent when you're on the trade block.
Okay,
yes, like that has
now
never been
Pope.
Terry Rozier nor Gordon Hayward. Neither one
Okay,
of them.
now Pope. I will point this out, cause actually New Orleans was the one that called the shortest for Rozier.
Okay, see, there you go. See, that's different. That ain't
They was
Hornets.
the ones that hold on. They was the ones who called before the CJ trade even happened. It they wanted Rozier in Charlotte at the time. The price tag was too high. Then they called Portland. So my hometown, my hometown wanted Rozier.
That's fine. I didn't say other teams didn't want him or call for him. You're saying the Hornets put him on a trade block. That's not true. The Hornets. Now, will I take a call and listen? Of course, I'm a businessman. You want to talk business? Let's talk business. You say you want Terry Rozier. Well, what you willing to give up? I don't like that. I don't want to take that. Cool. We'll keep Terry Rozier. And okay, cool. We'll call somebody else.
Hey,
That's
and
fine.
teams are doing that with players all goddamn year.
Every day.
That
Just like I'm reading the thing
that's
right now.
But that's why I asked you the question, Pope. Are we sitting Rozier if you draft school, or are
No.
you still starting Rozier? And
No.
that was the end of my clarification, but I never got an answer.
No, yes, you did. I said we're trading Rozier. I said you
That
get
no,
Scoot,
I say, are you starting him or are you benching him? That
and I said
I'm
neither
not even
one.
going. I'm not even going to the trade thing because if Rozier's still on the roster now, I'm basing it to the closest metaphor that I can. With Rozier still being on the roster now, it will be like if Scoop was there and Rozier is still on the roster. So my question once again is: are we starting Rozier or are we benching him?
I just told. Listen, you when that they're not doing either one of those if they draft Scoot. They're trading him. When you draft as somebody at 2 and he plays the shooting guard, and your current shooting guard you have on a roster is making 26 some $1 million a year, you're not keeping him there because he can't play the 3, nor could Scoot play the 3, nor could Melo play the 3, and you drafted him at number 2. He's a higher value player than your actual number 2. So you're going to trade him because now you can add more pieces. Just like when Portland drafted Scoot, they knew we're trading Dame. Like they knew that before they drafted him. Like we're going to trade Dame. We're getting another point guard that we like, who's younger, whatever the case may be. We're going that direction. So if the Hornets would have said, we're going to go that direction, and Scoot will play off ball with Melo, and when Melo goes to the bench, then Scoot will play point guard, just like Terry Rozier. So we don't need Terry Rozier. Now let's go get some assets for Terry Rozier, whether it's draft picks and a player or whatever the case may be. But you're not going to keep him neither on the bench or the starting lineup. So which that would have made Hornets team even more deadlier if you trade and get a piece for Terry Rozier and you already got Scoot, Miles, Mello, Mark, PJ, and you add a person that come off the bench and maybe some draft picks to go along with that, that just would have gave the Hornets such a great future, which they don't want that. They don't want that. That's why no Scoot. So
No, and that's the reason why I agree with the sentiment of a trade because I'm saying that for either Terry or Haywood. That is so that and that's why I'm not adding that into the equation. Be, and mainly because they we have discussed it to where a lot of us are sick. But the 54.5 problem between the two of them, be, between Haywood and Rozier. So I mean,
Yeah.
even with the draft that they just went through, they drafted more guards, even though they did need a power forward off one of those picks. So I mean, I understand the overall sentiment of what you're saying, but it's more of what they actually did, if
No,
that
we.
kind of makes sense.
n- I mean, no. We started this by saying by how Jordan passed up on school because that would have been too great of a deal for the Hornets franchise. You would have had too many positive things going towards your future had you drafted Scoot, and because they understand what all comes along with drafting Scoot at 2, that you're going to have to. There's no if, ands, or buts. You're going to have to trade Terry Rozier, and then that gives the Hornets even more dynamic because whoever you get for him, he's going to be coming off the bench. So now you get a guy that's going to be somewhat good coming off the bench, and I'm sure they would have probably got a draft pick along with it. But neither here nor there, because and on top of that, later on, if you got all these second round draft picks, Hornets, and Imani Bates is sitting there. So if you need a 6'9" wing who can shoot, hello, there he goes. And that can come off your bench too. Along with
Yeah,
Trey and Terry Rozier, their team could have been stacked this year.
yeah, but they went guard heavy with the draft.
They
Now,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not disagreeing with you. I'm only stating what they did.
No,
They
I know
went
we
guard
do,
heavy with the draft because
but we
looking at the draft, I was even like, why did they pick?
because they're a dumpster. That goes back to saying because they're not trying to win for real. They're trying to leave all the players that can be good to go somewhere else. Had they, let's just say, for instance, for shits and giggles, had they
Hmm.
picked Imani Bates, then guess where he wouldn't be? Cleveland, who's rebuilt. So, like, what I'm saying is they pick up trash players and leave the good players for the other teams to get and be able to build on and set their franchises up. But the Hornets, it seems like purposely drafts garbage every year from the 11th pick in James Booknight to the 14th pick in Kai Jones, and even with the pick how they did Mark Williams the year before instead of getting Jalen Duran, and they did that crazy ass shit of switching this pick and doing all like they drafted Jalen Duran but then switched him from Mark Williams. And I'm gonna tell you, nobody expect Mark Williams to look like how he looking. They expected Mark because it took him a while to even get on the
Actually,
floor as a
actually, I'm
dookie.
proud. I'm
Yeah,
proud
we're gonna pick this
of.
conversation up tomorrow. Hell of a
Uh,
take there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.